Thursday night takedown.
It's Thursday night.
I know. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Raquel. It's almost Friday.
It's almost Friday. Well, it don't
12
matter to
more
me
hours.
what day of week it is. It matters to you guys. Matters to my husband. It all blends together. Does anybody else like that? Or you don't even know what day of the week it is?
Oh, I'm always looking for the day of the week.
I
Always.
actually been getting up and it's like 5 in the morning and I see the moon. I'm like, this is cool. So hope everybody had a good week.
Yeah, we've had a good week up until today. We've had a
Yeah.
hiccup there at work, but
Jeez. That's
yeah, that's
crazy.
going to screw my. I was planning on taking tomorrow off and going to Jacksonville, and then on down to Daytona. So,
Oh, so you guys still going?
well, we're doing something a little different. We're going to if Stephanie can cancel our room, we are going to go to Tampa, play that 10K guarantee that Carl was telling us
Oh,
about
okay.
Tuesday night.
Yes. Oh, so you're going to get to go play with Carl. That is so cool.
Yeah,
You
so
have to take some pictures. We'll
I
post them.
will.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that we can Stephanie can get our rooms changed around, and if she can do that, we're Tampa bound Saturday morning.
Nice. Now, how long does it take you to drive down to there?
Tampa about 6.5, 7 hours. It's not far.
No, that's not bad.
Ain't no step for a stepper.
Well, for a truck driver, that's like round the bend.
Yeah, I mean, people always talk about, oh my gosh, how do you drive so long? Well, you know what? People don't think about it, but if you have a regular job, you work at regular job for 8 hours, and what's the difference in driving 8 hours?
Exactly.
You
Yes.
know,
Yep.
ain't really no different. So me and you are at the same table, and we're
Nice.
got Miss Peaches over there, big winner down in Jacksonville this week. Good
Really?
golly,
Did she
heck yeah!
really? I didn't see that. I must have
Yeah.
missed it.
She had she
Congratulations.
had her some she had her some of that shark bait out there in front of her.
What tournament was that? Did she win
Oh
it?
no, this was cash. This is straight up
Oh,
cash.
okay. I think that was a good
She said
weekend.
thanks. It was a good weekend. Yeah, it looked like it, Sherry. It really did. Good job.
That's cool. I love winners. I love it. I love when everybody wins. There's enough to go
Sherry, was
around.
you playing 2-2 or 2-5 with that big old huge stack in front of you? Let's see what she says.
She says thanks.
She'll hear that in just a second.
Yeah, it's a little delayed.
She was playing 2-2.
Okay. There's your beautiful wife in the chat. Hey, Steph.
Oh, she's on the chat.
Shout out to the chat room. Hey,
I
guys.
gotta.
Linda can finally see. She got glasses. Did you leave your husband after you got the glasses?
Oh, that's cold, Raquel. That's cold. Cold.
Be like,
Well, did you?
run. Be like, man, how long have I been like this? No shouting. Was you sleepy, Denise? Are you sleepy? You know you can control your volume. She must be just waking up. Too
I gotta get
funny.
the chat open. Yeah, let me get to the chat.
Oh, somebody sending me a message. Okay. Okay, Michelle, we have a special guest tonight, you guys. Michelle Lee. I am really bad at last names, so I'm not even going to try to screw that one up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna try it either.
Right?
Michelle.
We'll be like, Michelle, what's your last name?
Stephanie knows how to say it. How do you say
Aw.
Michelle's last name, Steph? She'll hear it in just a second.
Aw.
She's got her headphones on.
But she don't know either.
Yeah, she don't. I thought Stephanie knew how to say it better than I did. It's Nastasis.
Yeah, it's bad enough that I actually practice people's names, and then when I get on the air, it's completely even, not even close to what I practice. You guys don't even know. That's why Tyler and them laugh. I'm like, oh. And then poor Star, I get her name all screwed up. And I know how to say her name. That's the funny part.
Well, look how long I called you Rachel.
Right? Sorry, everybody happens to do that. I remember one girl I interviewed, she goes, "Is it okay if I call you Rachel?" And I go, "Yeah, no." I was like, "No." But I was clearly joking, you know what I mean? I'm never
uh,
serious. I really ain't, you guys. I'm very, very nice. I promise. But I was joking. She didn't know it. Oh, you little stinker. Very nice hand there, Linda. Figure you didn't have
I'm
the queen or the jack. We're gonna take a
I'm
shot.
getting these really easy folding hands.
Really easy fold hands. It's never
Yeah,
easy to fold. You know that. Nastasis. Nastasis. Okay, she said Nastasis. That's how you say it. Okay, so I won't get that too messed up. Great. So the kids were shouting all day, Denise said. But they're cute. They're boys. They're gonna shout. Actually,
heck yeah.
little girls scream.
There you go.
Yeah, they do. They scream at the top of their little lungs.
And they got them high pitched voices.
Right? They
Boys
do.
and girls.
Boys and girls, Stephanie says. Uh, I don't know. I hear like click, click, click.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember my doggone password to get into the chat room.
Oh,
Hang on a second. I'm
it's,
trying to get
don't
lost.
you
Oh,
think? Yeah, the computer usually saves it.
well, I'm using my iPad
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
to log into it. And then I've got my games up on my laptop.
I don't remember any passwords. Even if I log in a bunch of times through the week, I have so many passwords that, and I have to make them different because some of the stuff I give my tech guy access to, so I can't just make it the same password. My dog just
Well,
gave me her ball.
I make up really stupid passwords.
I do too.
And it could just be like, like one time I made up a password and it just happened to be like the exit that I was passing right then and there, on the interstate. And I thought, well, that's a good name for a password, and
Right?
that's been my password for a long time.
I'll make passwords up like a brush soup or like or comb comb Sam or whatever. Just I make up just put two words together and just it's crazy. It's not even
Yep.
close to what people think.
Oh yeah, somebody would have to get a. I don't even think Tyler could ever figure out one of my passwords.
No, I bet not.
I mean, he can think deep, really deep on things, So you couldn't, you wouldn't. You'd dig clear to China before you get to trying to figure out how I figure out how I get my passwords.
Okay, so we have a good turnout tonight. We are up to 22 players.
We are? Sweet.
Yeah.
17. I'm showing 17.
Refresh it. We got 25 players now. 26. It's climbing.
Woohoo.
I know. So Michelle was playing at the Peppermill today in a tournament. So we'll
Yeah,
have
in
to ask.
Reno.
Yeah. So we'll have to ask her how she did.
Cool bean.
I know. Like, I don't believe I was ever at the Peppermill. And not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Not yet. I will make it. Vegas is so big, it's impossible to see it in a week. You actually have to live there to see it.
Well, but if she's up in Reno, Reno's an awesome place. The
Yeah.
only thing of it is, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a quick story about Reno. Me and Reno, I delivered to a golf course out there, um, for the Lake Tahoe, and so I was trying to find me a place to eat, and one of my favorite foods in the world is Chinese food. So I had this neat little thing. I just got one. Hell, it was a GPS, right? I was, man, you could, you know, search, like, hey, oh yeah, I want Chinese, so I'm gonna search my GPS for a Chinese restaurant close to me. Boom, it took me to one, right? Really, it was a really swanky type Chinese joint too. Uh, so I went in, I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and there was a fella in there to give me a towel to dry my hands off with. That should have been the first clue
Right?
right there that I was in way too deep.
That's
So
a
I go
fancy
back to my table,
place.
and I order my food, and I don't have, when I didn't have to look at a menu. I want General Tso's chicken, fried rice, egg roll, egg drop soup, hot chili oil on the side. You know,
You
you
already
can't
know.
mess it up. You can go to any Chinese restaurant in the world and order that right there. Any Chinese restaurant, right?
Right.
So they bring it out to me, man. I'm gonna tell you something. This soup was the best soup. So I ordered a second bowl of soup. Right. Well, they give me, I get done. They hand me my check, and uh, I go up to pay for it, and they tell me it's like $68.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, no. I said, I think you got the wrong check. I just got General Tso's chicken, egg roll, and two bowls of soup. They say, oh yeah, sir. I'm like, oh shit.
Wow.
I was on the phone with Steph. I was like, I can't believe this.
Wow. That's
My
crazy.
God, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Especially for
So
Chinese.
I end up spending the weekend in Reno. Uh, and I was up there in my motel room, and I was chilling out, and I was just kind of thumbing through the phone book, and I come across Reno's only 5-star Chinese restaurant. Of all the Chinese restaurants in Reno, I picked the only one that was a 5-star Chinese
Well, we'll
restaurant.
have to ask Michelle about it because I bet she knows all about this place. She lives there.
Well, it's expensive.
Well, I know that I was actually thinking that Reno was super close to Vegas, and apparently it's a few good hours to Vegas from
Yeah,
there.
it's clear up at the top of the state.
Okay, yeah, I've never been to there. Has anybody
It's about,
been to Reno?
well, I ain't able to. There it is.
So I did some cooking today. I
What do we cook? What do we cook in their
I
new
made
kitchen?
homemade sauce today. I used all the tomatoes from my garden, and it was so good. And I used the for stuffed peppers. I made some stuffed peppers. So good.
Hmm.
Yeah, very good. Turned out really
I,
good.
I love stuffed peppers.
I know. I use like instead of using just like a plain rice, I use like a Spanish rice because it gives a little bit more flavor into the meat instead of just like plain meat, you know.
Yeah.
But I use the Spanish rice just helps give it that good flavor. So it's a lot of flavor. Cabbage rolls too, yeah. I love cabbage rolls. Oh my gosh.
Cabbage rolls. Yeah, my mother makes really good cabbage rolls.
Yeah, Ed's mom's made some good ones too. She was always famous for it. We miss it. Ed's like yuck cabbage rolls. My husband's with us tonight, you guys, except for he's not playing. He's playing
Why not?
cash. Yeah, Keith wants to know why you're not playing with us. Because he just made $180 the last hour. He has to keep up with my UPS bill.
Your UPS bill?
Yeah. He starts yelling as soon as he's home and he sees it. I was like, I didn't order anything this time. He's like, sure you didn't. I'm like, I didn't. I was like, I promise you I didn't. It's called
Let's see
cabbage stew.
here. Rolls. It's
Yeah.
cabbage stew. It's called
Yes.
cabbage stew.
I
I like
make
that.
I make a cabbage soup too. And it tastes, yeah, and I put meatballs, the little tiny meatballs. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, Sherry, I know exactly what you're good. Like,
Nice hand, Denise.
so good.
I
Anybody
go
verify
look at
that?
the lobby. Hang on a second. Let me look at the lobby.
Won the book this past Tuesday.
No, she's not playing tonight.
Okay, if somebody could actually message her if they're on her Facebook and just get an address for me, I would be very grateful. Oh no,
All right.
my game disappeared. Okay.
I think Stephanie's going to do it.
Okay, thank you, Steph.
Naomi.
Denise said she will. Okay.
Okay, Denise will. Everybody just
Everybody.
when you text Naomi, tell her to get her butt in the tournament.
Right? Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Wait. I don't think I want her in the tournament. I want a chance to win one.
Right? She's a beast. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our guest is waiting, so we're going to add her.
Awesome. Let's go.
Let me get out of this hand. There's a lot of raises. Somebody's got some good cards. We got aces and kings flying around. Okay.
Ooh, this is scary.
I know.
Scary.
There's a lot of raises there.
Yeah, it's raised and a re-raise. I'll show you guys. What do you think I had?
Oh, see?
American
Didn't I
Airlines.
say that aces and kings are flying around the table here? I knew it. I, I have radar vision for them things.
We got the echo going on.
Oh, no. Well, maybe because she was joining our call.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we get her. All right.
And she got me.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi
Hey,
there.
Michelle.
Welcome to the Flophouse Radio.
How y'all doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
I survived the tournament to the Peppermill today. That's the best I can say. I survived.
Michelle, this is
Ra-
Keith. Keith is on the air with
Raquel,
us.
Raquel, the echo is really
Keith, you
bad
and
with
I
her.
share something from my background.
What's that?
I was a truck driver for 22 years.
Awesome. For 25 here, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I walked away while I could still walk.
Well, I actually didn't. I walked into a bowling alley and that ended my trucking career.
I started when Fred Flintstone was still driving, and in about the same kind of equipment.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you ought to check out my YouTube video on why Keith is never bowling again, and that ended my trucking career. But yeah, I didn't get to walk. I walked. I guess I walked away from it. But so you'll
Well, you know what they said?
appreciate this, Michelle.
They said about our generation of drivers, right?
What's that?
There was only two types of drivers in this world: them that has a bad back, and them that's going to have a bad back.
Yeah, well now it's hemorrhoids.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And now we go from one profession where we're sitting on our butts for 12 to 14 hours a day to another profession where we're sitting on our butts for 12 to 14 hours a day.
That's right. I guess that's why we do pretty good at it. Because I mean, if you get,
Yeah.
me and Raquel was talking about it before the show. I mean, I'm going to drive down to Tampa this weekend, and she's like, "Well, how far is that?" I was like, 7. It's just like a little 7-hour drive. And she's like, "Oh yeah, because you just drive a truck." I'm like, but if you think about it, what's the difference in driving? Let's change it around there, Raquel. What's the difference in driving 7 hours or sitting at a poker table for 7 hours?
Yeah, that's why I play turbos and hyper turbos. That's why I love them. It's like I don't have to sit there. I could still do a bunch of things and play poker. I get my whole day.
The drive that you got in front of you, Keith, is what I did the other couple days ago. Drove from here down to Vegas.
There you go. It's not a little short trip, but I mean, it ain't that bad of a drive either.
Now it's about 470-ish miles.
Yeah.
Depends on what part of Vegas you're going to. Where I was going was off of Boulder Highway and DI. And because I went down to see a friend of mine who was involved in an accident and wanted to just double check and make sure that she was okay.
Uh-huh.
And once I found that out, then I drove about a third of the way back from Vegas. I stopped, and if you're familiar with the 95 corridor coming up the front side here out of Vegas,
Yep.
I stopped at Beatty for the night, and then drove the rest of the way home yesterday morning.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
that's what you were saying this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how was your tournament today?
Interesting to say the least. The gentleman, and I'm using that term very loosely, committed what I consider to be one of the cardinal sins in poker. And he big time slow rolled me. And even the dealer got upset at him and called not just the tournament director over, but also called the poker boss of the Pepper Mill over. And that's when the fun began. This particular gentleman started using every 4-letter word on the face of the planet to describe the dealer, the tournament director, and the poker boss. And finally, the poker boss said, "That's it. Chips, dealer, door," and insta DQ'd him.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And the guy he just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. And he earned himself a nice little mention in that little bitty black book that the Nevada Gaming Control Board has that says that you're not allowed in any casino in the state of Nevada for a period of X number of years. This guy got a 5-year ban for his actions.
Wow.
Dang, go.
Now explain to me, because I hear people talk about it all the time. What do you like? Because I've never played in Vegas, but what is slow rolling like?
Slow rolling is a practice, and I will give you one name that is synonymous with doing it, and that is Sean Deeb. basically what a slow roll is that when you know that you have the winning hand and you take forever to turn it over at showdown, and the player who has the losing hand thinks that they have the winning hand, and then you turn over yours and say, oh, look what I found.
Oh,
That's
okay.
slow roll.
Oh, I gotcha.
One of the worst slow rolls I ever had was in a home game, Michelle, here in Savannah. We was playing 5-card draw. Jacks are better to open. You had to have trips to win. So when you had to re-ante every hand, if nobody had jacks or better, re-ante. If somebody opened with jacks but didn't have trips, re-ante. So this pot was growing, and
Yeah, that had to have been a pretty substantial pot even after one hand.
Yeah, we done $5 antes, and
oh boy,
what? There's a lot of bluffing. I mean, I play with a bunch of degenerate gambling son of a bitches, and well, I looked at, I got trip eights in my hand, so I open and I draw off 2 cards, and I draw pocket queens. I'm like, hell yeah, eights full of queens, and so my buddy down there, he takes 1 card. Like, okay, I put him on a draw. And so now here comes commence the betting. I bet, he raises, I re-raise him, he re-raises me, and I say, Tim, buddy, I'm telling you, I got a strong hand. You just need to go ahead and fold. I'm telling you, fold. I raise. He's like, Keith, he goes, I just don't think you got it. I re-raise you. So, I mean, we're talking about probably we're into about $600 or $700 in the raises. And finally, I said, okay, it's enough of this madness. I just call. I said, I got a boat, 8's full of queens. And he said, yeah, all I got is 2 pair. And I start to reach for the money, and so I start dragging it to me. And he goes, yeah, my 2 pairs are kings.
Wow.
He was dealt quad kings.
I hope he got taken out behind the woodshed.
Oh man! Oh God! I tell you what, that was sick. That was sick.
Did I hear you were from Savannah?
Well, I'm not from Savannah. I live here in Savannah, but yeah.
Okay. Well, then you probably know the town where I was born and raised. Not too terribly far up I-95 from you.
Okay. Where's that?
A little bitty town called Monk's Corner, South Carolina.
Yeah, I know right where Monk's Corner is. I got an office in Charleston.
About 35, 40 miles inland from Charleston.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And let me guess. You root for that team out of Athens, Georgia.
That right there is a big hell no. I said I live in Savannah. I'm not from Georgia.
What team is this?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm from Tennessee, so I pull for that. I pull for that little town up there in Knoxville called Rocky Top.
Oh, please, no.
We've got the best fight song there is.
According to most of the people at the 4-letter network up in Bristol, Connecticut, the best entrance in all of college at the Willie B. And you know what 2 songs they play?
What's that?
The first one is Sandstorm. The second one is the theme from 2001.
Okay. You got me stumped.
Okay. The theme from 2001, there's a former 17-time champion professional wrestler from Rock Hill, South Carolina, that used that as his entrance music.
Oh, you're talking about Clemson.
Oh God, no.
No, not Clemson. Rock Hill.
No,
Rock Hill.
Clemson is in the upstate. They're up by Greenville.
Yeah, that's right.
It
Rock
will
Hill's over
be-
by Charlotte.
Yeah, this particular wrestler was born in Charlotte, but he lives now in Rock Hill, and his daughter is also a professional wrestler. You might have heard of.
I'm like,
You might have heard of him, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
he's such a butthead.
Rick is a die-hard South Carolina Gamecock.
Gamecocks.
I actually know a lot of the
Yeah.
wrestlers.
One of my best friends on tour graduated from the other UT, the one that you follow, and it actually he knows my wife a little better than he knows me, and you might have heard of him because he used to be the one of the in-house accountants for Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
That is until he took $40 in an online tournament on PokerStars and turned it into about $2.5 million about 17 years ago.
Yeah, Chris Moneymaker.
You got it. Yeah, C Money is. He graduated from Tennessee with a degree in accounting.
Mm-hmm. Yep, lives in Memphis now.
Yeah, and it's funny. Every so often, I get a text message with a 423 area code, and I said, "Oh, I know who that is." And how I got to know Chris and got to know him fairly well was at one of my favorite tour stops, and that's Run It Up Reno.
I've wanted to play Run It Up Reno.
You have got to come out and play this. It is like an extended family reunion. Jason Somerville, the PokerStars pro, who's also one of the big time people involved with Twitch TV, is the festival host.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, during the fall event, they had it was on Halloween. They had a team event, and it was also tied into a costume party. And then certain PokerStars related pros put themselves up for auction, and they were raising money for Poker Gives. Well, a friend of mine who lives in Seattle, Ilana Gunn, won the right to play with money as her partner.
Yes, she actually was just on the air here, and she told us
Last
about
week.
that last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just told
And
us
I've
about
known
that.
Ilana for, oh God, at least 6-7 years.
Okay.
And
Nice.
yeah, and she was Money's partner for the team event, and one of my dearest friends on tour and in real life, Steve Rosalius, and I were partners for this event, and that event was kind of my introduction to that next level of being a quote unquote known commodity, because I ran through that tournament I was playing absolutely out of my mind. In the space of 11 hands, I knocked out Moneymaker, Lex Veldhouse, Jesse Capps, and Jason Somerville in the space of 11 hands.
Wow.
Wow.
I knocked out all 4 of them.
Nice. The cards were in your favor. The poker gods were there.
And what makes it even more fun is that during the course of the night, I had on the button pocket 4s 11 times.
Wow.
And flopped a set or better all.
Wow.
Damn.
That's amazing. Wow. That's great. I love hearing that.
When we made the final table, Steve Rosalius comes over to me and he goes, "You're playing way better than I am. I'm holding us back. You bring it home." And I said, "If you want it that way," he goes, "Look, we fulfilled all the requirements. You take us home." And we ended up finishing 4th that night. And I think our take between the 2 of us was right at $1,000 for the tournament. So,
Oh, very nice.
and it was funny because I could hear this chirping in the background, and I finally asked Stevie. I said, "Steve, what's going on? I keep hearing this buzz in the background." And he goes, "Everybody is talking about the blonde in the black jacket. She is putting on a show." I said, "Okay, who are they talking about?" And it took a while for it to register that it was me that they were talking about. And I have talked to Jesse, probably a dozen times over the course of the last 3+ years about it. Every time that I see Chris, he never fails to. The first question he asks is, "How's your wife Sue and how's Chrissy doing?" Most of our conversations when I talk to Money are not about poker. It's about our families.
Oh, that's great. Yep. That's what I was saying earlier, Michelle. Poker players are they're the best community. They are.
Yeah, and speaking of community, there is a situation going on up here in Reno right now, and that is with a by the name of Brad Booth. Brad has been missing up here for almost a month. Nobody has seen him or heard from him since July the 13th, when he was last seen leaving the Grand Sierra Resort up here in Reno. And he called his roommate to say from him since. And
Wow.
the entire poker community up here in Reno, I mean, it's a tight community up here anyhow, but I mean, everybody up here is putting out whatever feelers that we have through whatever contacts we have up here. And a good friend of mine, I know her through some groups that I'm a member of, April Horn, she's actually closer to Brad's family than I am, and then a lot of the others are up here. But everybody is beating the bushes trying to figure out what's going on.
Wow.
Even my coach, Alec Torelli, who knows Brad and knows him from playing in high stakes games with him. Alec is reaching out to every conceivable individual that he knows in his network of friends.
Wow.
I mean, everybody is beating whatever bush we can turn over and trying to find this guy.
Well, you have to share a flyer with me if you guys have one made, and I can put it on my timeline because I have a lot of people in Vegas, in the Reno area. So please share it to my timeline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I know a lot of my friends will share it. So
yeah. So if anybody knows anything, just either reach out to me or reach out to somebody that has Reno connections, because I mean this is getting really weird, because that's unlike Brad.
Well, do you think like if he owed money to people? Something.
Yeah, I know that he was indebted to a lot of players, because he went through a rather bad spell, and X amount of dollars. I've heard something in the between 20 and 70,000,
Wow.
and it's I've heard different versions of how much he owed, none of which I can verify independently because it's none of my business.
Right.
But do know that he was at one point indebted to a number of players,
Wow.
but it still doesn't press the fact that he's another poker player from the community up here, and he's missing.
Well, maybe he just went away for a while. Maybe he couldn't take it. You know. I mean, I don't know. You know, you try to analyze the whole situation.
Nobody knows. Yeah. But on a better note, I just finished the first main part of it. That sometime next year, I will have a book coming out, and it'll actually be part of an entire series. And the series is going to be called An Unconventional System, a woman's guide to playing poker tournaments against men.
Nice. I like it.
Okay. The reason of the genesis on this goes back to August of 2018. I was one of the 48 invitees to the World Poker Tour hosted Women in Poker Summit. And some of the biggest names in the industry were there. Linda Johnson was there. Jan Fisher was there. Several members of the board of directors of Poker League of Nations were there. A lot of membership of a group that I support, and that's the Women's Poker Association, was there. Several big names on the industry side of things were there, including Sean McCormick, who's the poker boss at the Aria. Sean was in my working group during the day, so I got to know him. And Matt Savage from the World Poker Tour was there, and Adam Pliska, the CEO of the World Poker Tour, was there, and it was the hostess of the whole thing was the vice president of tour operations for the World Poker Tour, and that was Angelica Yildiz.
Okay.
So we were talking about some heavyweight individuals that were involved in this, and I was the only person in the room of the 48 that could actually speak to playing poker from either gender.
Well, that's true.
And now, naturally, you know what happens when you get 48 poker crazed individuals in the same room at the same time, and it's being held at the Bike in LA.
Okay.
And you're done for the day. You end up with a World Poker Tour sponsored and supported poker tournament, but it was a limited field. It was limited to the 48 individuals that were involved in the summit.
Nice.
That's cool.
3 people that cashed in the tournament was Marsha Wallach. She finished third. The first known transgender professional poker player, me, finished second. guess who beat me in the heads-up final after about 80 some odd hands of just back and forth?
Yeah.
Matt
Who's that?
Savage.
He's great. Yeah, we like
Oh,
Matt.
and I love Matty. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Matty is the real brains in that outfit. Ain't Matt Savage, and I love Matt to death. I love him to death. But the real brains in that outfit is Marianne, his wife.
That's great.
It's usually the case, though, Michelle.
Right?
The real brains in this outfit, if Team Michelle Nastasis, is about 6 feet behind me here at the house. And she's over there sticking her tongue out at me. And that's my wife, Sue.
Aw. Well, tell Sue we said hello.
Everybody at Flophouse said to say hi, hon. Now, you heard me say a little bit ago that I have very strong ties to the University of South Carolina. Okay? So now you can imagine the hell that I give my wife all the time. Because my wife has very strong family ties to a school that I refer to as the University of Spoiled Children. The other USC, the one that everybody thinks of when they hear the letters USC. You know, the one, what I call the fake school in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I tell you, I got a funny story for you there, Michelle. I got a truck driving buddy of
Finish
mine.
this up. Okay, my wife, her father was the campus chaplain at that school for 55 years. So when she starts in with Tommy Trojan this and Tommy Trojan that, I just borrow a line from Darius Rucker and said, just remember, we were a state before y'all were even thought of as a school.
That we was hitting the same thing.
Love it. Sorry about cutting you off there, Keith.
No, Michelle. It was my bad too, because me and you was actually going to say the exact same thing. Basically, sure was. With my buddy, he drives a truck, and he lives out in somewhere out in California, and he's always talking about USC, and I'm like, University of South Carolina. Well, you know, that was a state before California was. Oh gosh, man, and he's passionate about University of Southern California. I mean, extremely passionate. So
so you can imagine the fun that we have in our house.
Oh yeah, same fun I have with my old buddy Mikey.
We have a lot of fireworks going on at my table. We're wait a minute, entrance.
So Michelle, can you tell us what it's like? I mean, what's the poker restrictions up there in Reno right now for live poker?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Actually, it's not that bad. You can play full ring with nines. However, they have to have full plexiglass, and masks are mandatory. Now, at the Peppermill, at any time that a player stands up and takes more than 6 feet away from their seat, they have somebody come over. They wipe down the bumper rail. They wipe down the glass. They wipe down all of the surfaces where your hands or your arms touch. They wipe down the seats. And then before you sit down, you use hand sanitizer, and then you're back to playing. But masks are mandatory, and plexi is also mandatory.
So they're running full 9-handed tables?
Yeah.
Awesome.
both cash and tournaments.
Now, is it
Oh,
weird to
sweet.
have the plexiglass like all divided on the table? I'm sure it's got to be distracting.
Actually, the first time I played it was a couple of days ago, last Friday, and it took maybe about 7 or 8 hands to adjust basically to adjust your hearing, because the plexi absorbs sound,
Okay.
and then with full masks, that absorbs even more sound. So you have to be really, really cognizant of your voice when you're playing in a full ring situation in plexi and in masks. And what a lot of the dealers have taken to doing is, and even the tournament officials at the Peppermill stated that please speak louder than you would normally think that you would be, because the plexi absorbs sound and so do masks. And occasionally you'll hear the dealers say, would you please speak up so that everybody can hear? So it took, I guess it took me about one full orbit to get used to it. But once I was used to it, I'm back into my regular routine, where I have my card protector, and I'm doing what I call clacking it, because it's magnetic. So I just take it and I flip it and let the magnets slap against each other, and it's annoying as hell to everybody at the table, and I do it on purpose.
You know what? Being a poker player, you have to take all those distractions and set them aside. You can't let anything bother you.
And here is one thing that I am notorious for. Okay. Keep in mind that for a woman, I am tall. I'm 5'11" in flats. When I have high heels on, I'm 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", with blonde hair, and I'm not as what I call the weapons of male distraction. Okay.
I love it.
And what is and I'm going to pick on the male population here for a second, Keith, so bear with me.
It's all good.
What's the average male going to do when he sees a tall, voluptuous blonde wearing a short dress and high heels? They're going to look. The late Robin Williams had it exactly right when he said this. You see, unfortunately for them, only enough blood to operate one of them at a time. And I use that because, again, remember, I have played poker as both genders. So yeah. I know I have a pretty good insight as to how the male mind works. That if you're paying attention to my legs or my dress or my boobs or the blonde hair and think that I'm stupid because I got big boobs and blonde hair, that's when I attack. And I use that against you. And a very good friend of mine over in Chico, California, that I've played against many, many, many times. He goes, there are 3 things at the poker table that you never want to see if Michelle is there with you. Number 1, Michelle with ammunition. Number 2, Michelle with momentum. And number 3, Michelle smiling. If she has 2 out of 3, she'll make your life a living hell. If she has all 3, you'd better bring a hard hat and a lunch pail because you're in for a long day. And my wife gave me the nickname, and it's because of the way I play. My nickname is the Ice Princess.
The Ice Princess.
It comes from the way that I play. ice cold, no emotions, and yet I'm an absolute assassin when I get the chance to at the table. She tells the story better than I can. This was a couple years ago. I was playing in Dover Downs in Dover, Delaware. And we got there a little early, and my stepdaughter and Sue wanted to spend some time downstairs in the casino. So I gave them both $100 and say, here, go. I wanted to go upstairs and get ready for the tournament. Tournament started, I guess, around 10 o'clock in the morning. No big deal. Typical. I'm upstairs doing my thing. They come upstairs. I guess it was about, according to Sue, sometime between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Over the next 5.5 hours, she's looking at her watch, trying to get my attention. I never saw her. I was gone. I was in a totally different universe. And then finally, I ended up winning the tournament and let out with my now signature eardrum splitting yell of yes. And it was like that was the switch that brought me back to planet Earth. And I looked over at them, and Sue's pointing at her watch, and told me that they stood there for 6.5 hours watching me, and I never saw them once.
You were focused, yeah. Now, how long have you been playing poker?
I was gone. This come November, it'll be 12 years as a pro, and then before that, about right at 21 years as a serious amateur.
Okay. Nice. So you have like some years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got my start playing just low-level daily tournaments in the Central Valley of California, up and down the central San Joaquin Valley, playing basically from Bakersfield all the way up to Turlock, Fresno, up in the mountain communities outside of Fresno, and got my feet wet. And it took about a year for me to really learn how to play tournament poker. And all of a sudden, everything started clicking. And I started dominating everything that I saw. And some businessmen backed me and had said, why don't you go up to Reno? You can play against better competition up there. Plus the national tours make stops in Reno and. And when I first moved up here, I was introduced to a very, very dear friend who has since passed away. And that is he won a total of 6, 3 HPTs and 3 MSPTs. In fact, at that time, he was one of only 3 people to ever simultaneously hold a HPT and MSPT title, and his name was Terry Ring. And Terry taught me the fundamentals of poker in his fabulous tournament series system called the one hand at a time system. In fact, I still use the fundamentals of what Terry taught me, 7, 8, 9 years ago now. I still use those fundamentals today. Have I updated the system that Terry taught me? Yeah, because the game has evolved. Because if you just stuck with Terry's system today, you'd get murdered.
Right.
You would
It definitely evolves. It keeps changing and it just keeps growing, and yeah, it never can stop learning.
That right after Terry passed away in 2016, that I heard about this guy. He was allegedly a cash game specialist, but he also had some pretty healthy results playing live tournaments. So I reached out to him to find out if I could learn something from him. And sure enough, I signed on to have him essentially be my eyes and ears, at least on the math side of things at first. But I also found out after talking to him that a lot of the terminology that he was using to describe stuff to me was the same terminology that Terry used with me. And we struck up a friendship, and he is now my coach of record, and that is Alec Torelli, and Alec's absolutely fabulous program called Conscious Poker. And Alec, he has taken my game to a totally different level. As I was telling you this morning when I was talking to you,
Yes.
I worked with him last August. In fact, it was like the first couple of days of August. We were in California, and I worked with him for an 8-hour session. We then turned around I turned around, and when I got back home, from that point until right before Christmas, I played in 84 tournaments. Typically, if you cash in maybe between 28 and 35% of your tournaments, you're doing great. I set the world on fire in those 84 tournaments. I won an astounding 33 times. I cashed in 74 of the 84 events that I played in. And of all of the events, I only had to rebuy or re-enter 3 times.
Oh, very nice. That's
It's
impressive.
for
Yeah.
80% catch rate. And I just was on fire because everything that Alec and I worked on made sense. It clicked, and I was using it to the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I have a practice routine that I use every single day. And a lot of the online sites that I use, people say, "Oh, how can you practice online?" And I said, "It's very simple. What I do is I treat the cash games online as tournaments. I try to set it up so that I'm playing as a tournament type of hand. And if there's something that I'm working on, I work on that in those situations, make my notes, go back to Alec, have him review some hands, go back in and do some adjusting and back and forth. And I still am able to get the volume, get the practice in, and still be able to take what I have been practicing to the live arena and use it when those situations come up.
Nice. And just so everybody knows, Alec's going to be an upcoming guest here soon.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Really cool.
yes. You know him, Keith?
No, I follow him on Facebook.
Okay,
and
that's
Twitter
what I
and
mean. Yeah, if you knew
Instagram.
him.
Yeah. Do I know him personally? No, I watch a lot of his YouTube videos.
Okay.
I'm in his Conscience Poker group.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Now, I asked Tyler. Tyler's like, no, I've never heard of him. And then he writes a post on Facebook about it. I was like, haha, real funny. But like I was telling Michelle, for me, I have to Google people,
Alec is,
get to know them.
we do a monthly call, a membership call on Zoom. And a couple of weeks ago, he took one of my hands, and I asked him specifically to hold off on his review coming back to me because I wanted to get the input so that they could see what my mindset was in terms of from start to finish. And I had given Alec all of my notes from this hand so that he could recreate it on Share My Pair, and then use the Share My Pair video as the teaching tool during the conference call.
Okay.
And what makes it even funnier is that Alec has very strong ties to Share My Pair. I am I'm a part owner of a competing organization called Poker Elephant.
And what is
So-
Poker Elephant? Explain to us.
It's just like Share My Pair. And basically what it is, it's a hand history sharing service in a video format.
Okay.
So basically, instead of getting the linear poker shorthand version of a hand, you get the video version. Instead of the poker shorthand, it's now in a video format. One of the big names behind or involved with it, I don't know if he owns any pieces of it, is none other than Phil Hellmuth. Hellmuth has got all kinds of ties to Share My Pair. He uses it a lot.
Is that an app?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so is Poker Elephant.
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard of Poker Elephant. That's also where you can get steak there, and
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Lena Evans pushes that.
Yeah. She owns 50% of it.
Okay. Did she create it?
No, she did not create it, but I know she owns 50% of it.
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's cool. A little bit tidbit there.
Yeah. There's and as we were talking earlier today, that one of the organizations that I am a big supporter of, actually two of them, because they're almost tied together at the hip, and that is the WPA, the Women's Poker Association. In fact, every time that I go to any tournament, doesn't matter if it's a daily tournament or a big national tournament, I always represent the WPA when I go to play. And then there's another organization that I play 2 events of theirs every year, and I am very proud to support them at all times. And that is Lupe Soto's fabulous group called LIPS, the Ladies International Poker Series. And there's one particular individual that I wanted to say thank you to publicly. I've said it to her 1,000 times privately, and that is Ruth Hall.
Yes.
Ruth has been a gigantic supporter of me since the first time I showed up at a Nevada State Ladies Poker Championship a number of years ago. But Ruthie pulled me aside and she goes, "I don't care about anything else. You identify as a woman?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Pay your money, sit down, shut up, and play."
She told us about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yep. And you know what? She's great. Like so far, she has been our highest listener. And we've had her on the show, and I could just tell the love that she gets from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a lot of respect, and I love that. It says a lot.
When she announced that she was fighting breast cancer a couple of years ago, fighting it again,
Right.
I went immediately onto Facebook, and I started. I asked for prayers for healing for her from all of my friends, and I mean the outpouring of support for that woman. She is universally, absolutely adored.
Yes, she is. She sure is. And we just, yeah, I hope she comes back on our show, actually.
Yeah, it was mind blowing when she pulled me aside and she goes, "I don't care about that. All I care about is if you identify as a woman, that's all I need to hear. Pay your money, sit down, shut up, and play." And that that was all of the affirmation that I needed, because then I could relax.
Yeah,
And
Ruth is everything. I mean, she's good inside and out.
yep.
I'm on he shoves all in. Was Floyd,
And
what
you
do
know
you have?
she can't be that bad. She chose her husband, and his name's Keith. So you know, I mean,
I didn't know her husband's name's Keith. I probably did
yeah,
because, like, she was using his Skype. Probably should have remembered that. That's funny.
Yeah. So um, it's what's funny is that I mentioned this earlier, that when I go to play in certain events, uh, that I have literally a bag full of patches that I take with me if I travel. I have 3 or 4 different versions of the poker elephant patch. And then also, there's an organization called the Celebrity Series of Poker that I play in a lot of their events. The last 2 that I played in of the CSOP events, one was to benefit the Folded Flag Foundation at Run It Up Reno about a year and a half ago now. And then the other one that I just played in was a year ago now, was the night before last year's World Series of Poker. And it was a fundraiser for one of the most gregarious and funny poker pros on the planet. And he passed away very, very suddenly a year ago, January. And this fundraiser was held for his kids. And the names that turned out to support his kids that night, Helmuth was there, Lane Flack was there, Todd Brunson was there, probably one of his closest friends in all the world, Mark Kroon was there. I mean, you look down the list of the names that were there. I don't know if you know Dutch or not, Keith, but Dutch and his partner Michelle just had a little baby boy about a month ago, and I never thought that I would ever say the words Dutch Boyd and fatherhood in the same sentence. But Dutch was there. I mean, and they had a silent auction that night, and I think we raised like about $250,000 for Gavin Smith's kids.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I do remember that. I do recall that. And
Yeah.
honestly, that hit home like really hard for me whenever, because that's exactly what my grandson has. He's only 3 years old, but he has what Gavin did. It's a blood clotting
Yep.
disease. Yeah. And when I read that, it just took my breath away. And you
Yeah,
don't.
and it's
That was
really
sad.
hard for me.
Yeah.
Is that in my first big national tournament, I'm nervous as hell to begin with. And a couple of guys were giving me a lot of crap about, quote unquote, being the guy in the dress, or, oh, look, the freak show has arrived, the clown show has arrived.
Wow.
And the usual typical happy you know what comments. And Gavin walked over to him and he said, I'll tell you what, why don't you just let the girl play? If she can't play, then I'll have her apologize to you. But if she can play, you apologize to her. And if you don't apologize to her, I'll see to it that you're barred from every tournament with the letters WSOP in it. Ended up running fairly deep all day. Played well. And Gavin came over and he goes, I knew you could play. You just needed the chance. And I said, how the hell do you know me? I don't know you from Adam's House Cat. He goes, good enough for me.
Wow.
And
That's
I said,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah, I've never got a chance to meet Gavin, of course, but I always heard he was a very great guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Funny as all get out. I mean, this dude could drink all day, party all night, sit down, run deep into the tournament until you know what froze over, and go back and do it again.
That's great.
But right before I came on, I sent Dutch Boyd's significant other, Michelle, a message to tell him that I was coming on tonight. And he said, oh, I wish I could listen. I wish I could listen, but I'm busy.
Well, I will have a recording if you get me an email. I can send it to you.
Oh yeah. Mine's easy. Mine is Michelle Nastasis at Gmail.
Okay, that is easy. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we were practicing your last name before you come on. And then I looked in Skype and you were helping me.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I sent you on the text Skype on how to pronounce it. I was listening in.
That was great.
And I thought, oh my God, they're going to try to butcher it. So that's the reason why I sent you on Skype the phonetic breakdown of it.
I love that. Yeah, and I even if I practice it, I'm gonna butcher it. Just so you know, it don't even matter if I say it 10 times. I'm still when I get on air, it's a whole different. It's a whole different vibe.
Actually, it's mine.
Keith knows.
It's easy. If you look at it, it's pronounced just like it's spelled.
Wow.
It's not stay sis.
What do I do? I'm like, oh, nuts queen. What do you got here? I'm holding a top pair here. I'm gonna have to fold.
We just lost Grey Wolf.
Good game, Grey Wolf.
Okay, so
yeah, good game.
Yeah, we're playing, Michelle, we're playing a home game. I didn't have a chance to get this information to you. You were playing in Reno, and we play a free game on Poker Stars, and we just play for fun. Yeah. So that's what we're doing right now.
The next time out that you guys do it, give me a heads up, and I'll jump on the laptop and play.
Okay, yes, definitely. I'll send you our code and password.
I already sent it to her. I sent it to you in the Facebook.
You did. Messenger. You sent it to me in the Facebook chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do this every Tuesday night and Thursday night.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And so next Tuesday, y'all jump in.
Yeah, we at random we'll do prize giveaways, and this week I didn't have a chance to put any points in for the Zippo lighters. Sorry, you guys, but I'll work on that. It takes like 2 weeks to come in.
On our Tuesday night, we have it's a running series.
Right.
If you win, you get put on the champions wall, and the first, I think, we're going to have a night like right after the first of the year, where we're going to have a champions tournament, and it's just only the winners get to play, and Tyler Niles has got a special prize.
Woo woo! And guess what? I'm on that board. Woohoo!
Yeah, you are on that board, and so is my hot wife. Yeah,
that's all right. It's gonna be a third for sure.
So yeah, Michelle,
that sounds almost like what This is a little Indian casino over in Oroville, California, called Feather Falls, and they ran a points system qualifier. And what they did is they took the top 56 players in points, and they put together a free roll tournament. And everybody that qualified in the top 56 was going to cash regardless. A min cash was like $600 or something like that. First place paid almost 7,900, and I ended up finishing third in that thing. And I think my take was like 2,900 bucks. And
Sweet.
what they did to make it more equitable for everybody is that they started the tournament at 4:00 in the afternoon, but at 8 in the morning, anybody that played from 8 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon would get an additional $15,000 or 15,000 tournament chips. But you had to play from 8 to 2, and probably the most boring variant of poker on the face of the planet, and that is playing 3-6 limit hold'em with a $9 bill. Boring.
Keith is all about the mixed games here.
Well, that's not really mixed game. That's just hold'em. That's not no limit. It's
Okay.
yeah. I mean, you can't really go broke playing limit hold'em.
That's true.
No.
Yeah, that's like
You could actually sit
forever.
down at a
Doesn't
3-6 hold'em game with $80, and you could sit there from 8 to 2 to get you
yeah.
15,000 extra chips
I
for the
don't have that
tournament.
much time in life.
Sign me up for some 3-6 limit.
Right? I definitely don't have
Yeah.
that much time.
Now, when you said mixed games, I learned how to play tournament 7 stud from probably one of the best 7 stud players of all time. And this is a guy by the name of Barry Bones Berland.
Barry Burns Burley. Try saying that in high school.
His nickname was Bones because he was so bloody skinny. But if you go back and look in the history of the WSOP, Bones finished second to Doyle in the main in '76.
Yep.
And to hear Bones tell it, he goes, I absolutely hated playing no limit hold'em. Get me in a 7 stud game and I could play all day. And how I met Bones was actually through his then wife, and his then wife, Lynette, is probably one of my best friends in all the world. And she introduced me to Bones. Bones took what I already did well from learning 7 stud from my dad, and I still to this day consider 7 stud to be my second best game, better than Omaha.
Oh, wow. So
I
you
love
play,
Omaha.
yeah, you play all those games then.
Yeah, and I, unfortunately for me, I never learned how to play Raz until just recently. And what I did to learn how to play Raz is that I got a hold of, on Amazon, of course, Ken Lowe's Mixed Games book. And it was a very comprehensive analysis of playing Raz. And that's how I learned how to play Raz. So now I can walk in and I can play in horse tournaments. And what that does is it makes me a little more rounded and complete poker player, that I can play in different variants and play in a horse tournament here and there. So for me, that makes me a more complete player.
Yeah. I can see that.
And I'm sure that if you ask other pros, they'll tell you the same thing, that playing in mixed games makes you a more complete player rather than being just stuck at playing a no limit type player.
I only play Texas Hold'em. I'm never gonna play anything different. I played Go Fish before, but that's about it.
I play
Uh,
no limit. I love horse. Good gosh, I love horse. I love seven deuce triple draw. Uh, I play Omaha 8 or better almost every single night online. Um, I actually played Raz and Omaha and all of that before I started playing Texas. Um, so I mean that's where my heart is. I love playing those games.
Yeah, and my dad, who was a drill instructor at Paris Island, would get together with his DIs on Friday nights, and as a kid, and their game was seven stud.
Yeah,
That's all they played was seven stud, and I learned the basics of poker. Learned how to play seven stud as a kid.
wow, that's great.
what is it? Was seven stud high or seven stud 8? Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep in mind this was also 50 some odd years ago too.
Years, yeah, well, yeah. That was a couple days ago. Anyway,
Yeah, just a day
I
or
don't
two
think
ago.
8 or better's been stud 8 or better's been around for probably what, about 35, 40 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, people who don't put faces.
Oh boy, somebody must have done something really bad. You know how your cardinal sin of poker is slow rolling?
Yes.
Somebody just
Twice in both games.
limped in with pocket aces.
Oh,
I think that right there is going to send a lot of people to poker hell.
Yeah. Especially if you catch a set and then go to the extreme slow play version of it. Ouch.
Yeah, that's what just happened. My wife was playing 2 games, and it happened to her in both games at the same time.
ouch.
Yeah.
Ow. And this is something that in my book that's coming out sometime next year. This is another one of my pet peeves, and one of the very first rules in the Tournament Directors Association Rules of Poker states this: play shall be continuous without undue delay. And I kept track in 2019. In all of the tournaments that I played, it was over 150 tournaments. Do you know how many times I called for a clock on somebody in 2019?
Wow.
I called for a clock 68 times.
Holy cow.
I am a stickler for playing quickly. And as my wife found out when we were playing in a couples tournament, she was taking a little longer than normal to make a decision. And I, without even thinking, I called for a clock on my own wife.
I knew you was going to say you called the clock on. I knew it.
You'd be like, clock.
Needless to say,
She's probably like,
she
I'm
was
never
not
playing
happy.
again. Yeah, she's probably like, I can't believe you did that.
I've only had the clock called on me one time. One time.
Goodness.
In all of my poker playing. And you'll never believe who called the clock on me.
Your wife?
The dealer.
The dealer.
The dealer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never
I
had the
was at
clock
the
called on me.
I was at the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
I,
Oh, Tony Burns' place.
yeah. Well, now just check this out. I was playing music in a band, and we played a show about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes northwest of Savannah. Okay, on Friday night, and we played till 1 a.m. I had to drive from there back to Savannah, drop my guitar player off and Stephanie off. I picked up a friend of mine, one of our drivers, and him and I was going to Hollywood to play tournament. And so we get there. We're 30 minutes late for the tournament. We buy in. I am the 81st alternate. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I get, oh shit, this is a hand right here. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna fold it. Go ahead and get it out of the way. So when I finally get to the table, I sit down. I'm in the big blind. All right. Everybody folds to me. Small blind folds. I get a walk. So now I'm free rolling into the next hand. Right. So I put my small blind out there. Big blind. Hands dealt out. I look down. I fold. Jump. Boom. Third hand, I'm the button. So now I have a complete full starting stack. Right. The tournament has been going on for about an hour and a half because we're right now. This is the last hand before break. Okay. I can still rebuy. There's still rebuy period, but how far back am I going to have to be to get back in the tournament? So got to keep that in mind. Under the gun raises, and I mean he makes it like 10x raise. Guy in middle position re-raises them. He goes all in. The guy in the number 10 seat calls. I'm sitting in the 1 seat on the button for my whole starting stack. I look down and I got the King of Hearts and the King of Diamonds. What are you doing? I'm sitting there. We've already went on break. And oh shit!
Please tell me that you did not call.
Hold on a second. I'm in a hand right here against Lil Pac. Shoot, that person just put me all in. I got pocket aces and 4 to the nut flush. 9, 8, 7 of diamonds on the board. Jack of spades on the turn. And I'm calling. Let's see what I got. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm not. How did I lose? Oh, straight. Good God. Okay, good game. Nice
Good
hand.
game.
Nice hand.
Good game. Good game was Blue too. I just took him out. He had pocket threes over my ace 10.
So, anyways, back to my hand over here back in Hollywood. I'm sitting there. We're into the break, and the dealer finally looks over at me and he goes, "I'm calling the clock on you, floor." So the floor comes over, and when they get down there, he says, "Has the player had an ample enough time to make a decision?" The dealer says, "Yes." So the floor says, "You've got 1 minute, and I will count down it, starting at 10." And when he got to 10, he gets 9. I lifted up my 2 cards and I showed it to the dealer, and I mucked it. Under the gun, had pocket aces. Middle position, ace queen. Guy in the number 10 seat had pocket kings.
Oh.
I said,
"Ow."
Wow, I folded pocket kings. They all said bullshit. And the dealer said, and it was the King of Diamonds and the King of Hearts. I figured he was snap calling. I don't know why he was sitting there taking so long. I figured he, but then after that hand, after we come back from break, I ran that 25K starting stack up to, oh gosh, 350,000 by the next break. So that was a hell of a fold.
Wow. Yeah, it was. Sometimes it's
So
tough to fold, and you just have to know, when you're beat. I
It's
know.
almost as bad as the hand on the final table bubble in the WSOP main a couple of years ago. It was aces versus kings, and one of the guys that had the pocket kings was the shorter of the three all-ins, and the aces and the other pair of kings held up, and the guy that was the shorter of the three stacks got a nice consolation prize, but unfortunately he didn't make the final table. And it was the first time ever in WSOP history that it was aces versus kings. And every chance that I get to listen to Nick Schulman's commentary with Lon McCarron, and I think even Maria Ho was doing some of the commentary with them for that particular hand.
Nice.
And just dawned on me. Speaking of Lon McCarron from ESPN, Lon used to live not too terribly far from me when I was living in Northern California, right after Sue and I got married. And it was funny because I was playing in a tournament over at Thunder Valley right outside of Sacramento. I look over and I see Lon. He's playing in a tournament adjacent to us. And then I looked again, and sure enough, it was Norm Chad from ESPN. He's playing in the same tournament with Lon, and I've known Lon for probably 7-8 years, and I know Norm only because of Lon. And both tournaments were on break at the same time, so I went over and I said hi to Lon, and we talked for a few minutes, and just then Norm comes over, and Norm always has Starburst candies that he gives out during the court. He calls them his lucky Starburst, and he goes, "How you doing, Michelle?" And I said, "I need one of your Starburst." Reaches in his coat pocket and he throws me a Starburst.
Oh, that's great.
And
he was giving away Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
He was giving away beer.
Yeah, me and my wife played a charity tournament down in Daytona, and Norman was the MC of it, and he was going around giving everybody autographed cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I've got mine sitting on my desk at work.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Like, he gives away stuff for lucky, being luck. I like that. That's a happy poker player.
And what was the part about that was I'd go back over and I sit down after the break, and the guy sitting next to me, he goes, "Was that Lon McCarron from ESPN?" I said, "Yeah, it was also Norm Chad from ESPN too." He goes, "You know them?" And I said, "Yeah, I've known them for a good long while." "Have you ever been on TV?" That is the one question that I absolutely hate. Yes, I've been on TV. Yes, I have been interviewed by ESPN. Yes, I have. Yes, I know Norm Chad. Yes, I know Lon McCarron. And that's and there are times that, if you ask most of the pros, they'll tell you that they don't mind when people will come up to you. if you're out away from your family, they don't mind it. That, in fact, I carry in my purse. I carry 5 or 6 Sharpies with me because one thing that Phil Hellmuth taught me very, very early on, he said, "You never know when somebody's going to ask you for an autograph. Always carry a Sharpie with you."
Oh, he's scary as Sharpie. I like
And
that.
and probably one of the funniest stories that I can tell you about Sharpies actually involves, and I love this girl to death, Maria Ho. And this was right after she had finished third in the televised final of a World Poker Tour event last year. And and some friends of mine wanted to get an autograph and get some pictures. So I pulled some strings with the WPT to get it to happen. And Maria just get talking, and she's still searching through her purse, trying to find a Sharpie. And finally, she looks over at me and she goes, "Michelle, I need to ask you a favor." And I said, "Sure, hon, what's up?" And she goes, "I don't have a Sharpie with me." And I reached in my purse and I handed it to her. And the two of us just started cracking up. And but stuff like that, it's the weird stuff that happens. And my friends got their pictures, got the autographs and whatnot. And every so often on Twitter, I'll send Maria a message and it said, "Got Sharpie?" With a question mark.
That's cute.
So it has become a running gag between the two of us. There's all kinds of stuff that.
Well, you figure if people are asking you for an autograph, they would have one. That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they know they're going to be presented with a lot of pro players and they're looking for that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But there's one particular time, and I've talked to several big name pros about this, and this drives them up the wall. And is that if you're out with your family and people come up to you and said, "I'm sorry, but I hate to intrude. Can I get your autograph?"
Right? Yeah, I'm sure that is a pain. And they just want to be with their
Oh,
family.
yes.
Because they put a lot of
Yeah.
hours into poker, and then when they're away from it, they just want to be away from it. Like, I can definitely relate to that. Like, it's just,
My wife will tell you that the worst place for us to go anywhere, of all places, is the grocery store.
that's great.
She's lost count of how many that I'll go to the grocery store, or we go to the grocery store together, and people go, "Oh, we just saw you on TV. We just saw you on TV. Can we have your autograph?" In the middle of the bloody grocery store. Oh, and it got to a point where what we did is that I would call ahead and go grocery shopping at some of the weirdest hours on the face of the planet, just to avoid that situation.
Yeah.
And I talked to a friend of mine who's a anchor reporter for a ABC affiliate in Fresno, California, and his face is all over the news from doing reports and whatnot.
Right.
And finally, what he ended up doing, he now calls in his order, drives over, picks up the order, puts it in the back of the car, and is gone inside of like 3 minutes. That way, he doesn't have to deal with people saying, "Oh, corn. Yeah, we just saw you on TV. Great report, blah, 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 blah. So all he does is drive up, lets them know that he's there. They bring the groceries out, put him in his car, and he's gone. 3 minutes. And that's something that I had to do a few times when we were living in Northern California. I would go to Winco supermarkets and I would call in the order ahead of time and tell them I was going to be there and be there within 30 minutes. Sure enough, I called the store. They said, "Yeah, we've got it." I said, "Okay, I'm driving the white Volvo SUV." "Okay, no problem. We know your car." Boom. 6 or 7 people come out. I open up the lift gate. They put the bags in, and I'm gone. I didn't have to set foot in the store. But those are the kinds of things that that are weird. And I've talked to Chris Moneymaker about this numerous times. And I said, "Money, how do you keep your family out of the limelight?" And he said, basically, when the media tries to interview me, I make it all about me, all about poker. The minute that they start going into family issues and stuff about my family, interview over.
That's a good rule. Yeah.
But Michelle, I know exactly what you're talking about going to the grocery store and stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what Walmart does for me because of, I guess, my celebrityness around here in Savannah. They deliver I don't have to go and have it picked up. They deliver my groceries to my house or my office.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
I don't go to the right
Seriously.
grocery store.
They don't, I guess they don't, they just know that just by me pulling in the parking lot is a big ordeal. They deliver my groceries to the office, because
Wow.
I mean, they do every week.
That's great. That is so great. Like, I've been
But
placed,
now
yeah.
I'm cutting up here. It's called Walmart delivery.
Like, well, the grocery store I go to is so nice and small. It's like it's like a family, and they've been there for the same people for over 30 years, the same workers. So when you go in there, you see them all. So they are like, "Hi, honey, how's the fam?" And they'll talk about the neighbor, like, "Oh, did you hear that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So, but that's our grocery store. You know what I mean? It's like a family little owned chain, and it's always the same people.
Yep.
Yep,
Hey,
always.
unfortunately for me, I have got to cut this a little short because I just got the high sign from my wife that my dinner is getting cold because it's about 6:45 out here in Reno, and I had not eaten since I got home from the tournament. So my stomach's sending me all kinds of nasty grams. But we have got to do this again sometime in the not too distant future.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's been great. You're
Yes.
awesome, Michelle.
Yeah, it was so much fun to get to know you and get the chance to talk with you. And I look forward to playing poker with you one day.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
All
please
right,
keep in
y'all.
contact.
Please
Yeah.
stay safe. And
Yes.
I'm sending a lot of run good to both all of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
the same.
And hey, join up for
Y'all take care and
Tuesday's game.
be safe.
Join up for Tuesday's game. Nice. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks
All
for
right,
coming
thank
on.
y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And she
Very
is
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was very a lot of fun. A lot of high energy, and I love that. Passion about poker, and of course, we all have that in common here. So, and it was super fun to get to know her.
Yeah.
And we are at the final table, y'all. So good luck. Good luck.
There you go.
Woot woot. I'm going to do a count the top 8 because that's how many players we have left. We have Macy Gray in first place at 43K, Darren 1 at 36, and Lip Poke, am I Little Poke? 2300. in third. Fourth place is Bernie, 93.26 at 25K. And we got myself at 24K in fifth. And
Woohoo!
McMac, I just love her. She is in sixth place. And seventh place is Nut Queen at 20K. And we got Odd Job in the house in eighth. Odd Job, you
There
had a
you
very
go.
nice stack, so I don't know what happened. I totally missed that hand. You must have had a hit. Yeah, Michelle was a lot of fun. We had good feedback in the chat room.
Yeah. Well, I can't keep my iPad won't stay lit up. Normally I do this at my office, and I take my laptop and I've got it set up just for the chat room. And then I've
Okay.
got
Yep. You got all bunch
the
of networks
games.
going. Yeah, I love all your setups. You got computers all over the place.
But when I'm here at the house, I try to do it on my iPad, keep the chat up on it.
Right?
But
I'm telling you, I
it's
get
like
another
it goes to
computer.
sleep, and when I turn it back on, it says I got to log back in, and I can't
Oh.
never remember my passwords.
You forgot it
So,
already. You're as bad as Tyler. Tyler's like 1 minute later. What was his name?
well, it's the same password, but I keep getting because by the time it goes out, I'm a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
but
it's I
you
can't
got a
remember.
lot
Does it
going
have the
on.
capital or does it not?
That's
Do
so
I have
funny.
the explanation point on it or not? I just can't remember.
I know. Mine's always like underscore this, and it's
Yeah.
so funny. So yeah, if I get another computer, I'm gonna have to have you and the wife come visit me in it, and you'll have to do a hookup for me on my computer.
There you go.
Yep. I know. How about like my little grandson was here, okay, this past, well, I think last week, and I had the earphones that I use for the radio,
Uh-huh.
and they're plugged into the computer, and he got really excited when he seen the earphones, so he grabs them and he went to go put them on, and my whole computer went flying. I'm like, oh no! So I hurry up and unplugged it and gave him the earphones. And then when I wasn't looking, he pushed him back in there, and then he took off running again, and my computer went
Oh,
flying again. I'm like, I said, no more. I said, Granny, sorry. It was so cute. I was like, pure panic. Because I don't care what he breaks, but we just can't break the computer.
you can't break the computer.
No,
No.
we need that. It's too cute.
So do you run
3 year olds.
like a regular desktop or do you run like a laptop?
Oh no, it's a big computer. It's like extra wide screen. I can probably the size of normal people's screen. It's probably two times that. It's like a touch screen. I can touch like not use a
Oh,
mouse and
really?
just yeah. It's pretty cool. If you ask me what I have no idea. But if you ask my tech guy, I got the best computer in the house.
Sweet.
Yeah. He's like, "Are you kidding me? You just got this computer?" I'm like, "I don't know what I told the guy I want the best." I'm
Yeah.
like, and you know what
Good
was
luck, odd
great?
job.
Oh yeah, good luck, good luck. And
And
what
he's way
was
behind. Good game,
good
odd job.
game. I actually went to the casino to go play slots, and I was there less than 5 minutes, and I won like $850. And I'm just looking at it. I hit the cashed out button, smiled. I said, I got my ass a new computer. Cashed out and left. Went home, ordered the computer. So my husband come home. He's like, did you get a computer? I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to pay for it. I already did. I was like, he's like, sweet. So, yeah, it's so hard. That's the one thing you got to do when you're playing at the casino. If you got to leave. Got to
Yeah.
leave. Yeah, I mean, so that was a good day. So I actually did not have to pay for it. So it was even better, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I bought a really good computer. I figure, might as well. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, if I was on a budget, I probably wouldn't have, like, bought this one. Probably would have just, like, set my standards a lot lower.
Is that the poker cat you're needing? No, it was poker cat with a K, right?
Poker. What did we talk about, Poker Cap?
Didn't you say you needed Poker Cat's?
Naomi. Yeah, is that her
I don't know.
address?
Is that? It,
Yes, that's Naomi.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yes, I need her
No, that's
address. Yep.
Naomi.
Yep. She's the one that won last week or this week, Tuesday.
Yes.
Yep.
Poker cat with a C, right? Yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
that's her.
Yes.
Here you go. Ask her. You tell her to send you a message, Raquel. Type it in the chat right here in the game chat. Naomi is in the poker chat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
You're
that.
needing her address.
Oh, she's playing?
I don't know if she's playing, but she's at her. She's observing our table.
Oh, okay. Everybody said they messaged her, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. She might be listening. If you're listening, Naomi, I need your address, honey.
She was earlier.
Okay.
Stephanie said she was earlier. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, she won the Florida book.
Yep. Felt Hopper, Florida.
I know. I always try to have a prize for you guys, and I did not put any points in for the Zippo lighter, so I apologize. But I will get us another Zippo to give away. I promise y'all. But that was a nice interview. It really was. It was nice to get to know
Yeah.
her. I can't imagine just being bombarded going into the grocery store like that. Crazy.
No, no, not good neither. But I get. I
Well,
mean, you know,
I guess being in Nevada where the poker is highlighted, do you know what I mean? So that's a whole different ball game than where we're from. You know what I
yeah,
mean? People like in my grocery store, when they found out that I do, play poker, they're like, really? So, but like none of them play poker. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So they wouldn't know. Yeah. Oh, we're on a
It's
break. Okay.
yep. We're on a break.
Look at all those doggies on the bed. Where are you going to
Uh,
sleep, Was? There's no place for you.
I'm not killed except she sent her a Facebook message.
Okay, thank you, Steph.
okay. Yeah. Cool.
Cool beans.
I was doing pretty good too until my aces run into King 10.
Is that what you had? I went to pull it up and I was watching two people at the same. I was in the middle of a hand with Was at the same time.
Yeah. I can't remember. I believe it was lip pock,
Lip.
lil pock. I think.
Okay, I thought you just
And if
made
it
that
was,
up.
I'm glad he hasn't given my chips away, or she hasn't given my chips away.
Tell Raquel I'm sending it to her.
Hey,
Okay.
Stephanie is sending you Naomi's address.
Okay, thank you.
And Naomi, it's a good book if you're listening. But you got to read Felt Hopper Vegas after it.
It's funny because like I have all of Tyler's books and didn't read any. I know I'm so bad. I was
You
busy.
know, Raquel, since you really are to get into the audio
I
books.
did. I actually did one of his audios because he asked me as a favor, and I said, "Of
Which one?
course." I said, "Of course." Um, what was it? The one that he's making the movie out of?
Dark Side of the Felt.
Yes, it was very good, and I thought it was going to be like 45 minutes. No, it was like 5 hours or something. I said, "Okay, well, this is going to have to take a couple days," but I did finish it, and it was great. Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, I do a lot of traveling. Like when I'm driving and stuff. Like if you go on a drive, let's say I don't know. Do you ever do anything like out in the yard? Maybe like do you do you do you help do the yard work like the mowing and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm always. Are you kidding? I'm always out there.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
put your earphones on.
My husband don't allow me to drive the tractor anymore. I get banned from that
Oh,
because I act like it's a race car and I just zoom around. He's like, he says, you just screwed up my whole yard. And then he's yelling at me. And then I put the mower to the ground so I don't have to like cut again. And it's like, yeah, I got yelled at. So I'm not allowed on the tractor.
okay,
He's like,
okay.
"Are you kidding me?" So I do all the flowers, all the planting, all the gardening, like all that.
Okay,
That's
so
yeah,
while you're
yeah.
doing that, have your headphones on and listen.
I
It's like,
will. Yeah.
you'd be surprised just how much it makes time go by just super fast.
Yeah, I will. I will definitely have to. I should have done that while I was painting. Like I did so many hours of painting in that kitchen. Lots,
Yep.
yeah, lots of hours. We're almost done with the kitchen. Yay.
Or sometime or another, you're just sitting around not doing nothing. You just say, "Hey Google, read Dark Side of the Felt."
Really? It would be on there?
Well, I can do that to my Alexa, and she'll do it. I mean, I don't know what the difference is, but I'm not all technical. I don't know all that how all that stuff works.
I'll ask Google
I
right
just
now. Hey Google, can you read The Dark Side of the Felt by Tyler Nails?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Amazon.
No, it doesn't understand.
watch this. Watch this. Hey Alexa, read Dark Side of the Felt by Tyler Nails.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Well, hell, how did it do it that one time, Steph? Well, you suck. That was a trick.
That was a trick. I was like, really? It would
Stephanie
do.
used to have it hooked up to our Audible, I guess, is what she
Uh,
said. She said, I don't have it hooked up to Audible anymore. I was going to be all impressive.
I
I was
no,
going to
I
impress
was
the
going to be
shit out
impressed.
of it.
That's why I'm shocked. I'm like, whoa.
It better do it Tuesday night.
Oh,
Hang on, she's doing it right now.
that's great. So she's gonna have to teach me. I'm gonna have to get on the phone with her and get on my Amazon and do that. Yeah,
I'm telling you, she
Steph,
knows
you'll
how to
have to
do
help
all that
me.
shit.
Yeah, that's
Don't
impressive. Like I know he could do stuff, but like I use my Google all the time. I
Well,
love
I
my
kind of
Google.
like Alexa. She keeps me lazy. I don't have to reach over and turn my light on.
Hey Google, who's my favorite person?
You are.
I am. Google, that's a lie. I did not teach him that. It's laughing. My favorite person's supposed to be Ed Gent. Apparently, it's laughing. He's like, apparently not. Hey Google, who is my favorite person?
I remember you told me. My favorite person is Ed Gent.
There you go. Oh, too funny.
I wonder what would happen. Hey Alexa, who's my favorite person?
Here's something I found from the article Jason Stackhouse on Wikipedia. Sophie says, what they
Alexa,
didn't get was that Jason's
stop.
favorite person in the entire universe
Stop.
was Jason. To your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
She's going to give you the definition of a favorite person.
Well, you know what? Stephanie can tell her to turn my light off and she won't do
Oh,
it.
shit. Well, it's funny because Ed will mock me and pretend he's me. Hey, Google. Oh, I just look at him. He goes, it works. It's too cute. My Google lit up. Oh, hey, Google. Am I sexy?
Sorry, I don't
I
understand.
don't understand. If you say that ask your Alexa if you are. It's supposed to be a really funny response.
Hey Alexa, am I sexy?
I like you as a friend.
I like you as a friend. Stephanie trained that one.
She probably did.
That's so great. Oh, too funny. Aw, Mustang, just a reminder for the next win, the Zippo lighter will get etched by me if the winner wants. That was very nice, was.
Oh
So,
yeah, cool
the
beans.
next Zippo I give away was Ploy will put your poker name on it. So that was very nice. He actually made all of ours, so etched them all. And then the COVID hit, and then he was like, I said, look, I said, no hurry. I was like, we all,
Yeah.
he couldn't go back to work and all that. I'm like, I don't need you stressing over it. The whole world's stressing,
Yeah.
That's the last thing I think
Yes,
we
I
need
do
to
know
worry
that.
about,
Hmm.
But this is a good table here, man. It's a battle. I haven't been able to play a hand yet.
Well, see now, going back to what Michelle said, they're running 9-handed tables in Reno.
Yeah, so she said.
Why can't they do that in Vegas?
That's crazy. Is
Put
it
the
a higher...
plexiglass up. If you've got the plexiglass up, everybody's wearing masks.
Right.
I don't see the difference in 9-handed that way or 4-handed.
Maybe it's a higher population, do you think? It could be it.
What, a higher population in Vegas? Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Vegas is 10 times the size of Reno.
Well,
Reno is
that's...
the smallest. What does it say? It says, Welcome to Reno. Welcome to Reno, the smallest, largest city in the world.
Wow, okay. So maybe that's why they feel that way. You know what I mean? It really
Yeah.
matters the governor, to be honest. Like, whatever the governor's in charge of,
Yeah.
And
But I
like,
tell you what though, since they didn't have a WSOP, I bet Run It Up Reno would be freaking huge.
right, booming because it's up and running. Yeah,
Run It Up Reno. When is Run It Up Reno?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Does anybody at the table know when Run It Up Reno is? I got an old iPad and it don't recognize my face. It don't have that feature. And I keep thinking, shit, why not?
Micmac, I have pocket sevens and hit the 7, just so you know. I don't want
And
you to
they
think I was
flop
being a
ain't even
fish.
out there, Raquel. That's amazing.
Well, no, you missed the whole hand.
Oh, you're talking about the last hand.
Yeah,
I thought you said okay. I was
I
thinking,
had
how did you flop a
pockets.
set of sevens?
I had 7s and a 7 on the flop, and I didn't want her to think I was being a fish on it. I really hit the hand. I wasn't going to slow roll you. It's like I would have. Thank you.
October 30th through November 9th is Run It Up Reno.
Now, this is a big event. I've always heard about the Run It Up Reno.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Okay. Now, is that where Chris Moneymaker's from?
Chris Moneymaker, he's from Knoxville, Tennessee,
Oh,
now he
okay.
lives in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he plays a lot at the...
This is Thunder.
Hey, check it out.
Range. Written by Tyler Nash.
Oh, that's
Narrated
great.
by Adam Shorrock. The
Oh,
Unknown Chapter.
Okay, good. Alexa.
The Unknown Chapter.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, shut up! No.
See, now there you go. You can sit there while you get Google to play you some music or whatever. You could have it read Dark Side of the Field. Oh, shit, Raquel. You know what you could do?
What?
Think about this. I'm telling you what, I am a creative genius.
Let's hear it.
Why don't you broadcast one night the Dark Side of the Field on the radio?
We can do that. Yeah. Anybody can tune in. We
Oh,
could do that.
I don't know. Well, Stephanie says you can't do that, but I don't see why you couldn't. It wouldn't be no different than you playing your music. Are you paying money to play music on your radio show?
I pay monthly for the radio.
Oh, okay.
So,
So you're paying for anybody. So I mean, it's
right,
anything that's published.
right. It has to be
The
published.
author will get.
Right, because there's
The author
certain
gets.
links that won't let me download. It blocks me, and I have an app to work with it, what I can download.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I pay. Yeah, I definitely pay. So nothing's illegal. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So
Right.
you're. It's like you own
Right.
a jukebox because
Correct. Yep.
basically, and you're paying because even though you own the jukebox, you actually purchased it in order to have the music on there. You have to pay the monthly
Right.
subscription,
It's like
which
a
covers the
jukebox because it doesn't
exactly.
just play random. It does play like the DJ plays music, but I have to put
But
the
you can
music
also
in it.
search for it.
Right. Like it won't just search music for me. I have to actually put it in. Good game.
Yeah,
Good game there, Micmac. Nice hand. Oh, very
but
nice hand.
that would be pretty cool if you could do it. I'm just saying if.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool. Well, considering nobody pays to come to the site, I would probably be able to do that. Now, like, if people were paying to listen to Tyler's books, that would probably be illegal.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
this
I
is a
don't think
free
you could make
site.
money off of it.
No, it's actually called, it's not called Spotify. It's called, Radio King. It's a service, but they have different apps that I can use with Studio King. I mean, with Radio King, and I choose to do the Studio King with it. It's a little complicated, but if I do live streaming, like, I have to pay for a different app, for a higher app, I should say. It's very
Oh, okay.
complicated, yeah. It comes with like 5 different apps that you can use, depending on what your need is for. And this just works best for what I use it for. But how does everybody feel about trying a game night doing the Zoom? We'll have to try that with the Flophouse.
I'm game.
Okay, we'll have to give it a whirl and see how it goes. I think it'd be fun. Why not? You know what I mean?
It would be
I
it
don't
would be
know.
fun. It would
I
be a
don't.
lot of fun.
I don't know how to like. I'm not very familiar with the apps, so like I would have to learn the app unless you know a lot about it.
You know now, but I tell you what, this beautiful lady sitting to my right does
Okay,
because
perfect.
she does these women's tournaments
Right. I remember
where it's
you were
state
saying
versus
that.
state,
Yeah.
and they do the Zoom. She's got Zoom up on her laptop, and then she's got the tournament up there as well, and they're all sitting there talking.
Oh yeah, that's where they all whip their bras off.
Yeah. Chris Reed took her bra off on Zoom.
Chris Reed did.
Yeah, Chris Reed did. Oh, I turned red. I blushed a little bit.
That's so funny. She'll probably be like, "It wasn't that interesting." I can hear it now. Too
Oh
funny.
no, they was all laughing about it. They thought it was funny.
That's cute. Was it's like what? I missed this. No, it
Yeah,
wasn't like what we're saying.
she's got such a great personality about her. I mean,
She
really, in
does.
in all honesty, I mean, you can
Yeah.
tell she's a genuine person. I mean,
Yes.
she's who she is who she is. She's not. She don't
Exactly.
put on nothing. Yeah.
Exactly. I think I can say that most about all the people that come here. They're just pretty. They're the people that you see. They're not
Mm-hmm.
made up, and that's what I love about people.
Yeah. Hey Bernadette, I'm sorry. I keep putting my mouse over top of your cards
And you're not
because I
showing your
want to.
cards.
You ain't sharing your cards there, and I just keep I'm gonna rub your face off.
I do that. I'm so guilty of that. I'm like, why would they show me their cards?
I can't believe it's like you know somebody always gets moved to my seat if I. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Bernadette, that's an unlucky seat. My aces got cracked there.
So,
Everybody sits in that seat.
everybody. I'm always at the same position on the table. I don't know if I set it that way or what. I guess I did.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
There's some games like that. The game that we played. What was it last week? The Faded Spades tournament run good.
Oh, I didn't even have a whole lot of time to focus in that, man. Jeez.
Um, you could have it set up to where you're sitting at the spot at the table, or you can rotate it around the center.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
My poker room's like that too. You can do the same.
I'm going to jump in there one day.
Yeah,
I
come this
promise.
Sunday. Actually, we play every Sunday.
Well, this Sunday, hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know what Stephanie's got done with the hotel reservations and all that stuff, but hopefully, I'm either going. I'm going to either be in Daytona or I'm going to be in Tampa.
Okay, yeah,
One of
that's
the
right. You
two.
guys are going to be there. You
Now, is that
definitely.
now? You can play that off your phone or an iPad, right?
Yep.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Because is it the same format? Does it look about like what the Faded Spade did?
Same thing.
Same thing. Oh,
Same thing.
okay.
Yeah. And it's a pretty
Cool.
cool app. Like there's a lot I could do with it. I just don't want. I have it set up. If I hit too many buttons, I'll deprogram what I have. And actually,
I think we are to try to get Tom Wheaton. Tom Wheaton is the CEO and founder of Faded Spade. I think he'd be a fun guest.
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, I know that name. Um, yeah, I would definitely. I'll shoot him a message and ask him.
He might even donate a deck of Faded Spade cards to the winner.
Oh, that'd be cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have so many guests that said they would come back. I love that too.
Yeah.
I think honestly, every single guest that we've had on had said that.
Yep.
And that's a feel good moment, because we did our job making them feel comfortable. Because I think
Nice
some
hand, McCrae.
very good game.
Good game, little Pock. Chip leader.
I see that. Shh. Dang. Big
You
chip
gonna have to
later.
you gonna have to change gears there,
Right?
May.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All
You the
right.
chip bitch right now.
I see that. Jeez. It's like, dang. Still in my blinds and shit while I'm talking. I see how y'all are. Oh my
They
gosh.
you're doing awesome because I want to tell you something. I have the hardest time trying to focus on the game and our guest,
Uh-huh.
and that's the I could I damn I just don't know if I don't see how I could have folded that hand when I had those aces. It come out 7, 8, 9 of diamonds, and I had the ace of diamonds.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
Um, and I think it was Lil Pac had King 10, no diamonds. I just don't see how I could have got away from it. I just really don't. I don't.
This is how I was taught to play because I actually did radio first before like online poker. So And then when they threw a game at me, I said, wait, you want me to talk and do that? I was like, oh man. So I learned to do it. You know what I mean? It was like,
Right.
yeah, it was just what. And if I'm not playing a game and I'm just talking, then I'm like over talking. Then I talk about just random shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I'm playing this Facebook that we do leagues.
Uh,
It's like a 10-game league, 10-game series, one game a week. You drop your lowest score. It depends on, like, say, if there's 42 players. If you're the first, and then if you're the last, it's a 2 plus, the bonus points for winning,
mm-hmm.
and you drop your lowest score, and whoever has the best average gets
Oh.
the yeah. So I'm playing as an alternate tonight for Little Red. She's played on Tuesday night with us several times, but I'm filling in for her tonight.
Good game there, Nuts Clean. Oh,
Yep, good game, Jess. Down to 4.
boom.
Boom, chakalaka, like. Hey, I don't need to remind you. I don't think so, but you better find that overdrive.
Chips here. They're pretty good. I was getting such crap hands. It wasn't even worth the peek. Put it that way. I only want to
You know,
peek at it.
you already asked me how many chips I've got.
Yeah, how many chips do you
Not a lot.
have? See, 9-7. There was nothing on that flop.
I came in this world with nothing, and I left that game with all of it.
All right, it's going down here.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Cray, I wonder if
shouldn't
she's going
say
to sit over there
anything
and
while
knit
I'm in
up.
hand. I forget it's like only 30-second delay. I'm like, it's going down. Oh, too funny. I
How
definitely,
many hands? Can you see your stats? How many hands
yeah,
has been dealt?
145, and I'm at 28%. Total of 42 out of 145 is what I played.
Okay. You're not down there in knit territory, but you're up there in that solid territory. If you get much higher than that, you're going. I consider that loose cannons.
Loose cannon.
Yeah. If you get to 30%, I just think, good God,
I'm
just a
almost
loose
at
cannon.
30% now. I'm 29.
But no, you're only four-handed. Now, I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about a
Oh,
full ring
okay.
table.
Yeah,
Nine
I was
nine
way down.
players.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. No, you get down to 7 players. You got to stop count. You got to stop looking at your percentages at that point,
Okay.
because that's where you need to be. Shifting gears and
Right.
hitting your brakes and mashing the gas and toting that ass and doing like McCray done right there with them trip aces and just oh yeah, nice hand, dude.
Huh. Hey, Check Raise, how are ya?
There you go. Look at there, Ellie Mae. You're no longer the low stack.
Nope, I see that.
Gray.
Macy Gray. What did I say?
Macy Gray.
Gray.
Am
Ellie
I
Gray.
saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Macy Gray. Macy Gray. I didn't mean to call you McCray.
Craig, hooray, Ellie Mae. uh,
I blame it on my glasses. I haven't went for my eye checkup.
well, that's Linda said she got her glasses today. She can finally see.
I was supposed to go back in December, and
All right, here we go. Wish me luck.
all in.
I
Good
have to
luck.
call. So,
You
uh,
call. All right. Pocket tens versus queens.
Boom.
Oh,
Ace.
in a set.
Boom.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Good game, Bernadette.
Good game.
Bernadette, you are going to win one of these games, girl. I know you
Uh-huh.
are. You are there every single time at the end. Good game, hun. Good game.
Very good game. All right. So, yeah, I have some chips now.
There you go.
That was like I was calling that. I was like I couldn't fold that, especially
No, you
being
couldn't fold
yeah,
that. No,
being
not
just
four-handed.
not four-handed. Yeah, maybe a
And
full
you know what?
table,
It
lot of
wouldn't have played
callers.
out. I don't think. I don't think it would have played out any different post flop if it would have been just a raise or a re-raise or whatever.
Right.
I don't think it would have played any different. I think you both would have gotten it all in pre-flop. I mean, on the flop,
Yeah.
because that flop was like really weak to both hands. You know.
Yes. Darren's
But
hanging out.
that turn,
Oh.
oh yeah, you went payday. Why couldn't two more people been in there?
Oh, I gotta fold that. Oh, it's crap hand, man. We got a chip bully.
That's that's called shifting them gears.
Right? Oh yeah, see, look at that. All right, we're gonna bow out gracefully there.
You gotta. I mean, you're down three-handed. You know, I mean, it's a different game of poker. You can't sit around and wait for the nuts. You'll go broke.
Right? Exactly. Now I'm like a
And
lot
that's.
more aggressive once I get to the final, but I'm pretty conservative just to get to the final.
But you see, my strategy right here would be saying, "Hey guys, it's smarter right now. Let's do an ICM chop. We're
Yeah,
all guaranteed second place money."
that's right. Let's do an ICM. Let's go. ICM. I still laugh and when I went to bed that night.
Mr. Ego, I'll give you $5 extra and you can say you won it.
Oh, shucks, that's too funny. No, but that's great that the Google actually will do Tyler's book.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Now, Steph, you'll have to help me out with that. Oh, wow. That was a bluff there, Darren. I saw that bluff. 7-5.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Alexa. You know what's funny is that my sister and I will be on the phone and she'll sit down in our living room or something and I'll tell my Google to do something and her Google does it too. She goes, thanks, you just set my timer. I was like, sorry. And it's so funny because her and I must sound a lot alike. It's quite funny.
No, anybody can walk in there and say that.
No, it only replies to your voice. Google does.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do,
Well,
like, Ed can do his own voice on there. Yeah, I mean? Like, he can do
yeah.
his own setup. But
Well,
me,
our Alexa is a whore. Because I mean, anybody can come in and say, "Hey, Alexa."
I asked my Google if he knows Alexa. It was pretty funny. Hey, Google, do you know who Alexa is?
According to Wikipedia, Amazon Alexa, also known simply as Alexa, is a virtual assistant AI technology developed by Amazon, first used in the Amazon Echo smart speakers developed by Amazon Lab 126.
Hey, Google, do you like Alexa?
Alexa has such a soothing voice. I like it.
A soothing voice. I like it. Wow, look at
Okay,
this.
you might not be able to do that, Ben, because Alexa and sorry, Alexa, I wasn't talking to you. I seen her light up and she started spinning around. I was like, oh shit.
Look at this. We're almost all even stacks here. Wow.
Chop. Why not
Wow.
chop it up all? Everybody's a
Wow.
winner.
Wow. It's a battle.
But Amazon and that company that has an A that my little plane's named after.
Yeah. It looks like they have an agreement with Amazon.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice hand. Set of sixes there.
Yep. Very nice hand.
This has been a pretty good little turnout.
Yes. Very much. Let me pull up the lobby. We had 22 players.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good turnout for Thursday. I know. Like, I don't know how long we'll run this series, but if we do, we'll do something at the end of the year if we keep going strong. So,
Okay.
yeah, we could definitely do that. Because Thursday night seems to be just as good as Tuesdays anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think once everybody gets we enough people, our game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger every week.
Right.
Both days,
Yes.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm,
But it's just taking people to finally see, oh man, that's why they changed. They changed a different club.
yeah, I
So
know. It was such a bummer. But you know what? I think everybody's pretty adjusted. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It seems like they are. Yeah, I don't think it was too big of a deal to change it, you know. It didn't.
Yeah.
Goddamn poker stars take away our fun. And it was funny, my sister, I was in the middle of changing it, and I had to call her to tell her to give her the new password. And she goes, why? So I told her that Stephanie's name was offensive. She says, why would Stephanie's name be offensive? And I says, oh, I'm sorry. I said, no, her poker name. She goes, what's her poker name? So I tell her. She says, oh my. She says, that's horrible. I'm like, right? She goes, so what did she change her name to? And I said, Chip Bitch. And she burst out laughing. She says,
Bitch with
that's
chips.
great. Yeah, she laughed so hard. She's, that's great. I love it. I was like, I know. I said, yeah, let that be offensive. I was like, too funny.
Well, Poker Stars fine. They ended up giving her name back and opening her account back up.
Get the heck out of here.
I'm serious.
So they gave it
They
back to
sure
her?
did. Mm-hmm.
What was the name on trial? Like,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Wow.
It was suspended.
So crazy.
And I still playing the bit.
Maybe it was
She
because
still plays it.
yeah, so maybe it was the emails
I never said.
that they actually took a look into it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and well, that and Stephanie was blasting them every day on Twitter
Oh, there you go. I love
on
that.
every one of their posts. Where they
Right.
post about Poker Stars. Stephanie go back. She was blasting them. So
Got a straight
maybe
dial
that.
and a high set on the tens. Oh, man. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm glad to hear that they gave it back to her. It's crazy. After all that chaos.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. You know what? I really would like to get a hold of that CEO and give him an interview.
Oh, Poker Stars.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. I really do.
Well, that'd be pretty cool.
I think so. Because you know what? He doesn't come into the public and he doesn't, like, nobody really knows who he is.
Yeah.
Nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody. Yeah. Now, everybody knows who the CEO of America's Card Room is. Everybody knows. Like I've
Who's
been
that?
Phil Nagy, and I've actually interviewed him several times, and he's
Oh,
very
really?
yeah. Oh, he's a great person. Very very down to earth, super fun. And if you would go hang out with him, you would see that he is just like everybody else. Super super great guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, me and Ed has like met him several times. We went to Costa Rica, went to Punta Cana, played in his events. Ed played in the live cage event there, and so he got to play poker with them. Yeah,
Phil
so
Ivy.
Nagy, Phil Nagy.
Oh, Phil Maggie. I thought you were saying Phil Ivy. I was like,
No, Phil
what?
Nagy. Yeah, he
Oh, okay, cool.
very nice guy. He has a bodyguard with him, and like he just watches everybody. I just looked at him. I was like, Phil's, yeah, that's my bodyguard. I was like, I can tell. Real big eye. He just like stares over me. He's just real quiet. But he has to stay real close to Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
hey, Raquel, it's getting ready to be your turn to be the chip leader because Macy Gray was the chip leader. Now Darren's the chip leader, so it's getting ready to be your turn. So get ready.
get ready. Boom. Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna fold. He's like, she ain't gonna be a chip leader. He had radar vision on my cards there. That's too
Too
funny.
funny. Too funny.
He can't see my cards, just so you guys know. Nobody can see them. Half time, I don't
Nope.
even see them. It always
No,
looks
I was
like,
just sitting there looking at the chips, and
I
Macy
know,
Gray was the chip leader for the
right?
longest time, and then it switched over to Darren. Now I'm like, well, it's your turn.
You know what is so great? Every time I see her picture on her thing, it's just she makes me smile because she's smiling in her picture. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Then Denise said one time, she says, I don't like sitting to your right. I said, why? She said, because I feel like you're staring at me.
You're staring me down.
So then she's changed her picture. Now she's staring back at me.
That's great.
But
That's too funny.
when we play, poker 7 days a week, and her and I play in the same groups, so we're sometimes it's almost every day we're, me and Denise are at the same table together, or we're in the same tournament together. These people are really great people. They're a great bunch of people to play poker with, have fun with. So you can't beat it.
Right, exactly. And they are. I'm not even joking. I think this has been like a lot of highlights. Somebody actually wrote to me and they says if it wasn't for our games, they don't know what they would have done. And they've just helped them take them out of a bad spot, just being depressed of the COVID and just
Yeah,
not, and that makes me happy because then I know like what we're doing makes a difference.
yeah. And
We're
it's a
having
good
fun.
way to socialize without
Yeah,
you ain't got to sit there and worry about your bankroll or nothing like that because it's free.
right, exactly. Now I think they're getting tired of like me talking. I don't know, or maybe. But we try to bring fun guests to the table and just bring you a good story. And everybody has a poker story. That's what I love about doing radio is getting to know people.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh, big raise there. Oh, and she shoves.
Oof, oof, oof.
King sevens. Ooh, wow. Very good game there, Macy Gray. Very good game.
Good game, Macy Gray.
I am not the chip leader.
You are not going to believe what this crazy ass wife of mine just asked me.
What's that?
You know what? I really need to go get her tested for for some kind of. I bet she is doing some wicked drugs.
Don't worry, need
I
him.
mean, She just asked me if I would go to Disney, whatever that place is called down there in Orlando. Disney
Disney
World. I get
World.
World and Land mixed up. Saturday. Holy, there ain't no way. There ain't enough. No, no. I'll tell you this right now. The day that you get me to go to Disney World or Disneyland on my own, y'all call somebody because I'm no.
I can't do
I've been
Disney World.
kidnapped. I've been kidnapped. I've been abducted. This fat boy won't never be caught dead in a Disney resort.
You've been kidnapped at Disney World?
No, I said you won't catch
Oh,
me
I was like, that's horrible. She wants to
if
take
you
you?
can if you see me at Disney World or any Disney resort. I have either been kidnapped, abducted, or I'm held hostage by God because there ain't no way in hell
I'm with you, Keith.
no
I cannot do it. I can't. I'm not going to go.
no
Yeah. And when I see all these people on Facebook, how excited they get with Disney World, I just like die. I'm like, I just laugh.
really you're really going to get excited about going to that place. I'd just
All
rather put
right.
my balls in a vice and let you just tighten it up. No.
Oh,
When I was in
shucks.
when I was in
What?
when I went to elementary school,
It is the happiest place on
middle
earth.
school,
I
high
love her.
school, every
It
year
is the happiest
they would
place on
take
earth.
our they would uh they would take us, take the class to Disney. I'm not Disney, but Opryland.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, jeez.
And you know what? No, I wouldn't go to Opryland. I just soon just not do nothing. I'll
Now,
stay in school.
my husband and I, we met. Okay, I don't like from Pittsburgh. We have a famous park. It's called Kennywood Park. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but that's where we met.
Mm-mm.
And it's amusement park, and like our kids, I grew up there. Ed grew up there. We always went to Kennywood, 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 and we've been there so many times. Even like we spent anniversaries there, because that's where we met. And
Yeah.
it's what's so great about it is now when people say to us, "Come on, let's go to Kennywood," me and Ed just look at them. We're good. We don't, we want to wait. We'll take the grandkids and go. Like we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like my kid's been there. So every time my kids left, I said, "Please don't come home with a husband or a wife." I would tease them. I was like, "We're not permitting."
Yeah, there's ain't no way. That is not me. That is no.
It's an iconic park of Pittsburgh, put it that way. It's been there for
You,
decades.
how far do you live? Have you ever heard of Latrobe?
Yep. Yeah.
How far are
About
you from Latrobe?
about 45 minutes.
Really, you're that close.
Yes. That's where the Steelers practice. Yep.
That's where Arnold Palmer was born.
Yep. There's it's like very iconic there.
Cool.
Like my brother when he was in college, that's all they used to go up and watch the Steelers practice all the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time. Ooh, that was a good read. I was thinking shoosh. I was thinking he had that ace. Jeez. I had the king 9, I had the king 6 or something, I don't know.
I don't know why people think I raised with bullshit cards.
Why, people?
I swear to God, if I was playing at the table with me and I raised, I'd fold like a cheap paper plate at a family reunion.
A cheap paper plate at a family reunion.
The only way I would call a bet from me would be if I had aces or kings.
Sounds like my family reunion.
Y'all got cheap paper plates.
I put it this way, okay? My cousin and I, we haven't seen each other like maybe 15, 20 years. We get a bright idea through Facebook because, like, she lives in Florida and we live here. We're like, let's host a family reunion, right? And my family
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, you don't want to do that. And we're like, yeah, we do. It's about time this family gets together. They're like, no, you don't want to do it. And we're like, yeah, well, we're going to. We don't have to listen to yous anymore. We're adults. We can do what we want. Let me tell you what. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. We never will host another one again. Yeah, never. Never.
Raquel, what did you have there? What did you have that last year?
Flush.
Oh, okay.
I think. Is that what I had? Yeah, flush. I'm like, I didn't even
Nice,
know.
nice, good fold. Good fold, Darren. I don't see how you folded that, but good fold. He had Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. Wow.
2 kings in a hole.
Thank you, Wes Ploy. Yeah, Michelle was so cool. It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
But yeah, and that was pretty cool that Ruth Hall had told that same story about her
I know. I
on her show. I mean, it's like, wow, this is a small world.
Well, you know what was cool is that I asked Michelle, like if she's heard of the Flophouse. She says, "Are you kidding? I've listened to you guys." So that was great. So it makes
Oh, that's
me,
cool.
yeah. So that makes me happy. Like people are listening to us, and usually every guest that I message to invite them to be a host to help host, they all have heard of us, and I'm like, wow. So that's pretty cool. One of them said,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are like really positive. This is great." And I was like, thank you. Now, our
Yeah.
guest that we was planning on for tonight, Clinton, he's actually under the weather. So, but he will come on. He just wasn't feeling, he wants to feel better, you know?
Yeah.
And I can,
Cool, dude.
I get that. Wow, 3-5.
Yeah.
Beat me on threes. Oh, I can't believe I just folded that. Wow. That was a good hand I just folded. Jeez. I gotta. He's a tough little opponent here.
Well, I really wouldn't fold diamonds here on that flop. No, whoever's got the diamonds has got this one. Boom! Yeah, right there it is. The nut diamond flush. Yeah, good. Nice diamonds, Darren.
All right, we're gonna fold.
Yeah, any jack.
Right? Well, I had a running straight. I was just making sure I wasn't folding that straight.
Yeah. Darren, you flashed him. It was too fast. It didn't show. I seen paint, so
Mhm.
any paint, I'm sure she was dead.
Right? I have a feeling he's gonna take me down here. Ace King, he said. Okay,
Ace
yeah,
King.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice hand there.
What would have been? Oh, that would have been a boat. Could have
Oh,
went.
all right. I'm
Could have
all
went.
in, Darren.
Good luck.
Thank you. Oh, 210. I had king queen suited. I was going for it. I was going for it. All
Yeah, heads up, King Queen. That's a pretty good hand. I don't know about a
right.
shove. I could have made a
Well,
good
heads
old
up.
raise.
Yeah, heads up. Well, I figure I'd just end the misery. I never slow play like this. I usually shove, 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 shove on a final, like heads up. So I'm trying to be nice and play nice poker. I'm like trying to play the way you're supposed to play. I'm not like a maniac girl. I'm finally So yeah, that is another upcoming guest is Alex Trinelli, if I said that correctly. They mess
Yeah, I don't know how you say his last name. Alec Tortelli.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yep. Now the
Yeah.
guy that runs his pages is the one who messaged me. So, which is pretty cool.
I don't.
Does all his
If he plays our
marketing.
tournament, I'm not going to register because that's just donating chips.
I ain't scared. I'll probably be out fast, but I ain't scared. Now, your friend that we
Woo.
had, Jonathan, man, he wiped
Jonathan.
everybody out. I was like, whoa.
Mm,
That was super
he's a
crazy.
he
That was
cashed deep in event number 26 of the WSOP.
really.
Uh, yeah, you shared it on Facebook.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, I did. I share a lot. I try, if I see it, I share it. You know what I mean? I literally
Yeah,
do.
him and Ruth Hall both
That's probably why I
ran deep in that
shared it,
tournament.
is because I saw that. Yeah. And sometimes when I share into the Flophouse, I don't know if all of it's going to be shareable. You know what I mean? Because of their
Yeah.
privacy settings. So I hope he didn't mind that I shared it.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Jonathan's. You know, Jonathan is a very laid back.
My dog wants me to
He's
pet
a.
her while I'm playing poker. I, I
He
have
wants you. She wants you to do what?
pet her. She keeps pushing
Pet
my
her.
hand off the mouse. Sorry. No, mommy can't pet you. I know, I'm sorry. Aw, she wants outside. I feel bad.
Look at there. Look at there. Ellie Mae,
All right,
you climbing, baby.
I'm getting there. Oh, I got a call.
He just ain't. Oh, did it get?
Oh, I got a call. You probably have the ace, and I'm just feeding you. No, we both had the nines. I had the queen, he had the king.
But yeah, I was gonna say his 9 was a little bit bigger, wasn't
I
it?
know, right? I was like, I'm
Nice
thinking,
hand there.
thanks. Yep. Oh, you're saying nice hand to him. I'm like, thanks. Thanks a lot. Too funny.
I hope I get this. I hope I get Lori a whole bunch of points for her tonight.
Yeah, that's great. You're playing for her?
Yeah, she couldn't play tonight, so versus giving up her points, you can have a substitute play for you on any game except for the very last game. The very last game you have to play,
Oh, okay, that's cool.
or you either play or sit out. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And or don't register or unregister. Um, but yeah, my goal is to do a really good tonight. Plus, we got a last player standing, so that it'll play 4 spots. So it's not really the last player standing; it's the last 4 players standing
Oh, that's
tonight.
pretty cool.
and
Yeah.
and it pays out every week too. It's got a weekly payout of 3 spots. I think 150, 150 is it, Steph? Something like that. And then it has a 6 spot payout at the end of the 10 weeks. And I play in the same group has a league on Wednesday nights as well, and I play in it. It's probably one of the it's one of the best games. The toughest competition. The players that plays it. I mean, they are extremely tough players. So everybody there, it's nobody's playing for luck. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Does
right.
that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
And everybody plays like they, like they're playing poker, like they're supposed to be playing poker. They're not like, oh, I'm
Right,
just sitting here, just
right.
oh,
I gotta let my dog out. Give me 1 second, okay?
okay,
I'll be right
go let
back.
the puppy out. We on a 5 minute break. This portion of tonight's show is brought to you by Electrolux, because there ain't nothing that sucks like an Electrolux.
Okay. That didn't take long. I just, yeah, it
No, I
was.
done a commercial break.
Oh, good. What was your commercial? I love it.
This portion of tonight's show is brought to you by Electrolux, because there is nothing that sucks like an Electrolux.
I always thought about like writing to the sponsors to like different products and try to get stuff so I can like run a commercial so I can give out prizes. Does companies still do that? I don't know if that's like a
Uh,
real thing. You think?
well, I played in a band. I'm gonna give a little plug out to them called Rockalicious. It was a '80s hair band, uh, and I went to the distributor to Jägermeister and got an endorsement with them. And shit, they gave us all kinds of stuff to give away.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
all we had to do is just advertise for them on our um, just advertise.
yeah, because like you think about it, like I even if like there's people that sell those poker sunglasses. I could run an ad for them on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just give us some free sunglasses I can give away to one of the, to the players. Like, those make great prizes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like faded spades, I would advertise for them if they gave me some cards. You know what I mean?
Well,
But I mean, how
hey,
bad do they need my advertising? They don't. You know what I mean? They're
no, they
pretty.
don't. But
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be like a really nice guy. I mean, so I believe that he might, I mean, he might donate, say a dozen decks of faded spades, and that we could give out for the next, you know.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to research it a little. I don't know if companies do that anymore, but I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big product junkie, so like I should be writing to like all these products, be like and tell them I should. I'm just
You know, that's how Tyler gets gets like a lot of his hotel stuff and shit, for free because he does all those Yelp reviews. So I mean, you got to sell yourself, and that's what and Tyler does a really good job at selling himself.
say then I'll be like, hey Tyler, like let's get some prizes.
Well, no, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I think
Right.
you could,
I'm gonna have to check
especially if
into
you
that.
turned it into a podcast like you had been talking about.
Right.
If you was able to do that,
I
I think it
have
would.
like my tech guy wasn't very good at it. Like he doesn't know enough about it. He
Mhm.
started a page, but page ain't doing us nothing. You know what I mean? Like I went to the page and I'm like, all right, this ain't gonna work. I was like, I think I have to learn it in order to make that happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless like, cause I do this for free, so it's really anything that I put forth to it. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Really,
Hmm.
when it comes down to it. It's all about that. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, what would be cool is if there was a way that we could Twitch, say, my game, your game, and Tyler's game on the uh,
On Twitter?
No, I mean like on our like on our show nights, like on Tuesday nights and Thursday
We
nights. We
can.
we brought,
We can. All I got to do is turn on my stream.
but I got to learn something about Twitch. One of these weekends, I'm not going to play poker.
All right. Yeah,
I'm just
because
going to do nothing but study Twitch, and
okay.
I'll get me a Twitch set up, and me and you'll figure this out.
Okay. Go. Because I actually have the stream package and I think I was in it 3 times and I'm like, good lord. It's a lot of buttons and it's a lot of learning. It really is. But you have to
Stephanie just
understand.
started laughing
I know.
because she said, "Yeah, right."
Well, the thing
Like I'm going
is
to spend all day long on the interweb and not play poker.
that I think the only main reason that I have not, I, I was doing 500 things at once, period.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, how much could I just, you would see my book of passwords, you would just die. And it's like, oh my God. So, and then I'm trying to run a new site. So I'm trying to like host games. So Ed took over the part like where he deals with all my games for ACR. Like, because we run games off of there, they're free to play. And so he handles all that for me. You know what I mean? So I don't have to deal with any of that. And then, like, we hired Lewis. So Lewis does, like, all the, like, when he gets the email, he'll update the site with whatever banners they give us that I have to on the agreement.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we have an agreement with them.
Yeah.
So it helps that I have people helping. You know what I mean? Takes it off the plate for me, and then I can handle the social part of this site.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to learn how to do that Twitch because that's just always intrigued me, and I like. Ooh. Oh, quads over a set. Oh my God, that was a sick hand over here in this other game. It was Pocket Kings versus Pocket Tens, and the flop comes out 10 King blank, and they both get it all in on the flop, and it's and then in the turn comes a king, so quad kings.
Wow.
They just said in the game chat, "Wow, what a ride!"
At a
Went from a
whopping.
hero to a zero, back to a hero.
No, but just even handling the social aspects of the flop house, that's a big job. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm reaching out to people every day and just, I'm trying to always communicate with people and connect.
Oh yeah, and you do a great job at it too.
Thanks. I think it just takes a while, but people, I don't, don't know me, so they're hesitant, but just come get a chance, get to know us. You know what I mean?
Just keep putting it out there. Just keep putting
Yeah,
it out there, and everybody, if everybody would share, our post
right.
that you put out there and stuff, if it was, just keep if all of our, the people that listen and the people that play would share it. That's how that shit goes viral on the
Yeah.
interweb.
Yep.
And next thing you know, man, we'd be as famous as Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Right. I know. And like, I'm gonna have to do a contest one time for the most shares or something. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
That would probably be a good one. 5, 6, 7.
I know what you got.
Oh.
You're sitting there counting. You're sitting there counting.
was like, did I say that too loud? I was like,
I'm
shit.
almost there.
I was like, are you folding sixes there, Darren?
Let me
I was like, I
double
hope you have a
check. Let me count
6.
and see if I can get to 5. I can get to 5 right there. I'm calling.
I was like, wait, I got this straight. I was laughing. I'm like, whew. Oh, it's funny.
You know what's funnier? I've seen somebody do that at a live table before.
He's cracking up. Yeah, I think I was whispering the counting. I was like 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh shit. That's where the plexiglass would come in handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that hurt my tummy. I'm calling all your bets. I have absolutely nothing in my hand. Wow. Okay. Focus, Raquel. He's gonna take me down here. Oh shit. Too funny. I was whispering that a little too loud.
Yeah, you
I was
a
like all
little
happy.
too loud.
I had the straight right off the bat. Oh, shucks. Welcome back, was Paloy. He's like, I'm back. Yeah.
You missed it, buddy.
I'm losing my mind here. What a marathon. I know. He's a tough component here. My goodness. I had a feeling you were going to win. Oh, that hand. Ace no good.
It's only good if you can get everybody to fold pre-flop.
Right? It's so true.
That's the way I look at it anyway. I can get everybody to fold pre-flop. It was a good ace.
I remember when I first started doing battling, like heads up, I was just so worried. The guy looked at me, he goes, look, he says, I see you just folding every hand because, like, I could tell it's, like, not a good hand. He goes, you understand, anything flops, heads up. I was like, okay, so, like, he's like, let me show you. And then we just did some rundown hands. He told Taylor, give me the deck of cards, I gotta show her this. He goes, you see what I'm saying? I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I get it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't have an ego to the point where I want to win. I've got to win. No, I just want to cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Piss on it. I mean, I mean, dead, and I'm dead serious. I
But
do not.
I actually got to the point where I got tired of chopping and I just wanted to win it. And I was like, Ed says, you don't have to chop. He's like, just say no. Because I always did. I always chopped. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I just want to take it down. You know what I mean? And it's like, he says, you don't have to. I was like, all right. I said, I just don't want to be the butthead at the table. He goes, I know. He goes, and it's okay. He says, you already showed that you're not, so just take it down. I said, okay. So I did just that. You know what I mean?
Well, see, with you at the table, how I would approach it would be say, all right, how about we all take $1,000 and then we'll play for the rest at the top.
Yeah, see,
That
now
way
I
you can
like
take
that.
one down.
Right.
So I try to
Yep.
always work in, I try to sell some kind of deal
Right.
because once I'm in the money, I don't care.
Right. And even one person, one tournament, the guy looked, he goes, look, he goes, I know you're a chip leader. He says, you probably don't even want to do this. He says, but I'll tell you what, he says, because the leaderboard that we had, he's like, and you'll be at the top of the leaderboard. He goes, and then I agreed. Yeah, I mean, because I wasn't giving up that spot. I was working hard to get on that leaderboard. Yeah, I mean.
Right.
And he goes, no. He goes, so he called the floor, and the floor agreed. You know, I was like, thank you. He goes, you're welcome. He goes, I'm tired of people being buttheads. I was like,
Yeah.
right? He says, you're obviously nice, and you're not, you know. I said, well, I try to be. He goes, no, and you are. He goes, he says, and I'm just not going to let people do that. I was like, cool. So,
Yeah.
I respected that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chip leader for 1 minute. Let's savor this. Let's run the clock, Darren, for 1 minute. Okay, now I'm happy. Thank you.
You're fruity as a squirrel turd.
Be like, 1 minute. I just want to see that. Look at all those pretty diamonds.
Diamonds is a girl's best friend.
All right, I love diamonds.
Unless you got clubs or spades.
And I don't have no diamonds in my hand. None. Floor man, I need a clock. I need a clock, please.
Y'all are very nice to each other.
Right? I that's what I said. I'm never like this nice, so I don't know.
I've never seen this many limp pre-flops.
Okay, so gonna call.
Heads up.
Shucks. Alright, we can fold it. I got crap in there. I had nothing.
Neither did he.
No, I know.
I want a hand one time. Heads up with 8 high.
With 8 high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 8 high. Heads up.
Was Pelosi called the clock on himself a few times. Somehow I believe that.
Hey, I've seen a player do that before. I have seen a player call the clock on himself.
Clock, please.
Actually, I think it was down there, down there in Jacksonville, right before 4th of July. Guy called the clock on himself.
That's great. Maybe that was his way of like analyzing it. Like, I only want so much time to think about this, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, see, I told you that was only for 1 minute. I was able to be the leader. I was savoring that minute. That was 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. That was the timestamp.
I see.
I only hit the 6 or whatever that was on the turn.
I had
The hit was says the table loud. Well, I think it just helps because then you're giving yourself like, I don't know. I look at it this way: if you're taking that much time to think about it, then answer is probably fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, when I folded those kings, the only thing any normal human being would have called right there, snap called it all off. But I was just thinking about having to sit there and wait another hour and a half, 2 hours only to come in with the same amount of chips I'm going out with. So that's the reason I folded. But I had to sit there and force myself to do it.
Right.
Because everything inside me wanted to call. I had grabbed my chips. I had them in my hand. And then I'd put them back down. I'd look at my cards again. I'd pick them up and I'd say, "You chicken shit, nit." And it was literally a battle of the donkey on one shoulder and the nit on the other. I mean, it was like, you chicken shit bastard, put them in there. What do you want? what do you think's going to come out better? I mean, come on, you got the second best hand in poker. What are
Right.
you doing? Why ain't you got it all in right now? And the other one's sitting there saying, if what if both of them have ace king? I'm drawing dead to an ace. I mean, if they hit an ace on the
Right.
flop, I'm drawing dead. What if one of them's got pocket aces? I mean, you got three people in the hand right now. All big bets. I mean, and then the donkey on the other side. One of them's probably playing 7-8 suited. It's just one of those things that I just finally, when the guy got down to 6 seconds or something like that, I flipped them kings up to the dealer and mucked them because I knew that was the right play, and
Yeah, when you know.
Kaveen,
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I just had to keep looking at that line over there. Line of people trying to register for this tournament.
Was Paloy he's gonna come on the air with us one night too. He's
Sweet.
yeah, he has to download the app Skype link. The app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that hard, I told him, like, 'cause he's really bad at the text, and I told him I would call him and walk him through it. Yeah, I mean, I'd help him.
Well, if he's got a Bluetooth headset, put it on your phone. That's the best thing you can do. That's the way I do it. Mine's on my phone. I've got a Bluetooth. I got my AirPods. I put one AirPod in my ear, and then about 10 minutes ago, it beeped at me that it was dying. So I put the other one in, my case, and away I'm going.
Oh, we gotta call that. Oh, 7-4. Bam. I was like, watch him have that 4. Yep. Nice in there. I kind of knew that as soon as I called that. Yes, Ash, Dave, your son better hope you are kicking his butt. He's very good with tech stuff. Definitely. Ask him to help you. It's not that hard to set up.
No, if I done it, I done it all on my own. Didn't have to
Yeah,
get no help from Stephanie.
that's just it. Like, people don't know. I learned all this tech stuff. Oh, my man. Like, I was not born with no tech, no ability. Everything. Like, Lewis had taught me a lot. So, thank goodness for him. He has really helped me. Like, anything that he installed in my computer, we went through it with a fine-tooth comb. And
Yeah,
he was like, okay, this is how it works, and this is what you do, and this is how you turn it on, this is what we do to load it, in order to maintain it, for maintenance, we go over. And he's very thorough, so I'm very lucky to have him. Yeah, I mean, it's not just like, okay, hit the button. No, the left button.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he tells me. And he doesn't do it for me. I do it, and like he'll walk, we'll be on Skype so he can see my computer. He's like, no, that's the wrong button. Yeah, I mean, so he tells me, and I do it myself, so I'm learning. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah. I mean that somebody doing it for you, you're never going to learn.
Right,
That's
exactly.
just like I don't know how to do the Venmo, and I don't know how to do the cash apps, and
Right,
what's that other one, Zelly.
right.
I don't know how to do any of that shit.
That's
I
what's,
couldn't.
yep. That's what Star's like for her game. We'll just get the app. I'm like, oh, I was like, you kidding? That's why I have Ed. He does all the money for me. I was like, I just let Ed do it. I'm like,
I don't remember where I was somewhere, and Stephanie she ordered my Uber and uh, ordered my Uber Eats to my room and everything. I'm like, because it's written, shit, no, man, I can't. I don't know how to do that.
yeah, Ed's like so good. Like, he does Bitcoin. He does all that. Does your wife, does Stephanie do Bitcoin?
No, she don't do Bitcoin, I don't think.
Okay.
But she like my pedicure today, she paid for my pedicure before I ever
Oh, that's
uh
great. So,
yeah,
yeah.
I love her to death for it.
Yep. And, that's what Ed is so good at. He's great with the money. Like, he has stocks, he does all that stuff, man. That if I ask for poker money, he's like, then we'll analyze what I did with my money. I was like, what do you think I did with it? He's like, I know, but it should have lasted this long. And then it's like, I know, baby. I was like, and I'm sorry. But I swear he does so good with it. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Stephanie's the same way.
Yeah. And you gotta, I think that's like what makes a good man, good marriage is you gotta balance that. You know what I mean? Somebody's gotta be good at
Hmm.
something versus the other, you know?
Hey, I'm good at giving orders,
I
mowing
am
the
too.
grass, and driving.
Yep.
That's my specialties around the house.
See, now, like, I'm good. I'm very good at organizing. Very good. Like, whatever it is, I can do it. You know what I mean? It could be a
Yeah,
complete chaos, and it's like, it's okay. Be calm. We got this. You know what I mean? So, and
I'm quite
he's,
the opposite.
I, it doesn't matter what the chaos is. I'm good. All right. I already know I'm beat, but I'm just going to call because I don't have shit. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Very, very nice.
good game, Darren. Good game. Good
Very
game.
good.
Nice hand. Pocket queens.
Yeah, very nice hand.
Ladies, take it.
Oh, no, we don't want to close the table. I want to screenshot that. Very nice. And
Good
too
game,
deep with that
everybody.
ace jack. I wasn't folding it. That was my best hand. I was like, I'm keeping it, Darren. I'm not getting rid of it.
No, that you know what? That was a good game. That really was.
Yeah, it was a fun battle there.
That was a hell of a heads up battle, I tell you.
Right? How long did that go for?
How long our heads up last?
I
Speaker.
him and asked him.
Okay.
He actually had a tooth pulled and then he had a dry socket. So that's very painful, like big time.
Yeah, I was. I asked. I when you texted me that, I was like a dry socket. Shit.
Yeah, that hurts, man.
I don't know what any of that is.
Oh, that's whenever you get a tooth pulled, okay, and it has to clot. Okay, so whenever you get a
Uh,
tooth pulled, you get a blood clot, and then it seals it shut. Okay, so if okay, then there's a hole that goes into your gums, it goes to your bone, and it shoots pain so severe down into your jaw to your neck. It hurts so bad. It's not even right. Thank you, Darren. You too. Great game. But yeah, it's very painful. Extremely. I might as well register for third.
yeah, go ahead and register for next week's game.
Oh, wait. There's a couple games here for Thursday. August 2nd. Which one do we do? I don't.
Just automatically register.
Okay, I'm already registered. Okay. All right, cool. Good night, Robert. Was Paloy? Robert? Bob? I always call him Robert. Yeah. He was a lot of fun. We got to hang out with him and his wife in Vegas. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was super fun. We played slots and ran around the casino. not the Reno, Bill's board, or, jeez, I'm gonna have to ask him what hotel that was. I do not remember. I cannot remember what hotel it was. It's where him and his wife stayed, so, yeah.
Okay.
It's down by Fremont Street with all the lights in the front, like underneath.
Golden Nugget, the Horseshoe.
No,
Um,
it's one of old
what was
time
the other one?
places. It's an old time
The
place.
D.
No,
What's that other one? The Queen.
the Plaza, downtown Plaza.
The Downtown Plaza.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know where that's at.
It's close to Fremont. It's not that far. It's pretty cool. It's a nice place actually. The pizza was pretty dang good. 'Cause I like they have little kitchens that are open, for food.
Yeah.
And we did pizza there. The guy made it fresh. The chef, they had like a chef right back there, and he made it fresh for us and everything. It was like hand spun pizza, and he asked us where we were from, what state, and he says before you tell me, I want to guess. He said because that's what I do. He said it makes it fun for me. He's because I get to see guests all day long. And he said Tennessee. He guessed I was from Tennessee by my accent. I said, nope. I was like, no, I'm from Tennessee. It was funny. And then when I
You
told him,
do have a like a hillbilly accent.
yeah, like a southern.
Yeah, like a southern. You do have a southern accent.
Yeah, it was
I'd have
funny.
never figured you to be a Yankee from
What's funny, because
Pittsburgh.
if I write something on Facebook, my husband's like, that don't make sense. I said, well, I'm sorry, but it's the way I talk. I was like, I'm not changing it. He laughs at me. He's like, I said, but baby, that's the way I am. Because I know that.
Yeah, that's the truth. You talk the
But
way you talk.
right, so I talk the way I write too, and it's funny because that even Tyler will correct me. I was like, and then I laugh. I was like, but that's the way I talk. I was like, I know it's not technically the right language I should be writing on Facebook, but I don't care.
Don't judge me. You eat pretzels in the shower.
Right? Exactly. Pizza off the floor. It's secret pizza. You know what's so great about the secret pizza? He don't think
What's
it's
that?
that good. It's that good. People will stand in a long line for that pizza. Like Tyler's
Really?
not very impressed with it, but people love their pizza. And
Well, see,
yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, you take somebody from New York who's
right. And he
a
probably knows. Right.
authentic New York
Yep.
Italian food.
Yep.
Because now I tell you, authentic New York Italian food is not the kind of food you're going to eat if you go over to Italy where them real Italians are.
Exactly.
I'm being dead honest serious because they eat some nasty shit in Italy. I've been to Italy. They eat some really nasty shit there. I thought I was going to be in heaven. I was going to eat some spaghetti. I'm going to eat lasagna. I'm going to eat some baked ziti.
Right?
That's
That'd be
what I
funny.
was thinking. The whole plane ride from New York to England. And I knew that before the end of the week, I was going to be in Italy and I was going to be able to, one, be
Right?
16 years old and be able to drink wine because I had the permission note from my mother because my mother was, my mother's pretty cool. And, so she was going to let me, I got to drink. And because over in Europe, there is no age law,
Oh,
drinking
okay.
age law.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
It's customary to have wine with your food,
Yeah,
with your dinner.
Jennifer Herman
So,
was saying that. Yeah. Like her kid,
So,
yeah, they've had it.
mhm.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, that whole plane ride over there, man, across that big old creek, I was thinking I'm going to eat the best Italian food in the world.
Right?
Yeah, no, huh? I was like, this, I'm pissed.
Aw, I would probably be the same way because if I was going there, that's what I would want to go for. I love Italian food.
But it's not the kind of Italian food that you're used to eating.
Right.
So that you take the authentic New York Italian food is absolutely freaking delicious. Unless you've had an authentic New York slice of pizza that's not cooked in an oven, not put on there, but I'm talking a fire oven.
Is that what they do?
That, yeah, that's, I'm telling you what, that is the best.
Wow. I'm
You
gonna
know,
have
you can't compare it to a store bought pizza. You just can't.
I don't think I saved that game from the chat room. I didn't know that they might fire roasted. So yeah, I'm sure like Tyler's had great pizza, so he probably knows the difference between like the really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I just had, but I know that when we went to Vegas, when we went to there was a line and a half every time we went to the secret pizza, and people were
Yeah.
just out the door for it. And it's
Hey, I seen
way,
people lined up out
yeah,
the door for Olive Garden too. So you know,
well, yeah, but our Olive Garden's so good, so good. It really is.
it, all Olive Gardens are exactly the same because all their food in a cold packed factory, and all they do is just heat it up.
That's it.
No,
There's no real chef.
no, huh? Yeah, I mean, you got line cooks that cook the chicken, you know, and they'll drop the mushrooms in the fryer and the calamari in the fryer for the appetizers and stuff like that. But you know, no, there's no actual chefs at Olive Garden.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got a now. I tell you what. Now, my ex-wife, her cousin was an investor. You know, that's what he done for a living. He was nothing but an investor, and he invested in Olive Garden, uh, Applebee's. I mean, he was like in the investment group that funded those restaurants to get started. You know, so they have what they have is like a. They actually have a chef, but that chef is in a building all of his own, and he creates the dishes, and then he puts the recipes together, sends it to the cold packers, the factory. The factory puts it all together, and they send it off to the individual stores.
I did not know that. Now I'm not going to
That's
think
for
the
every
same.
chain restaurant. That's for like every one of those major chain restaurants.
Wow. I really ain't. All right. If I have posted, I'll have to go back through my timeline and get um I'll take time to do how many games we've run so far for Thursday and
Yeah.
keep a dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely will. And who did you say that guy was for
Which guy?
the faded cards? What's his name? I'm gonna reach out to them.
Uh, 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 you just asked me. I just said I know his name. We're friends on Facebook. Hang on a second. Let me look.
And I'll message him and ask him for an interview.
Hang on a second. Let me get to Facebook here.
He's probably on my Facebook. Like, usually everybody is, but it doesn't mean I know everybody. Yeah, I have to reach back out to Robert and see if what his brother said, if he wanted to come on.
Yeah. Well, they don't say it. Hang on. I'm a looking. Up. I said his name earlier.
I know. I should have wrote it down. I take a lot of notes. I'm like, the only time I don't take notes is when I'm on the radio. And like Tyler, he's writing as he's playing and everything. And I'm like, good Lord.
Tom Wheaton.
There
Tom
you go.
Wheaton.
Okay.
Wheaton.
All right. Let's see if he's on my Facebook. If not, I'll shoot him a friend request.
I mean, I've seen several, where he's done like Facebook Live, group takeovers and stuff,
Nice.
and he is he seems like he's an extremely cool guy.
Well, see, yeah, why don't you message him since he's on your Facebook? Ask him for an interview.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? That'd be great. He only has like 10 mutual friends. So he's probably not on Facebook a whole lot. Now, who did I message that he didn't even see our message, so he is never on Facebook. And he just won a big award. Oh, I'm looking through my messages real quick. Let me see. And I know that he's just never, ever on Facebook. Because I never see any post of his. Mike Sexton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't blame him. Facebook is crazy. How about my sister and I? Check us out. Okay, so we're on. Her and I had got. When I ordered all my cabinets, there was an insert for a silverware to go into the cabinets, okay? And I said, well, I'm going to just order this so when we're putting it all in, we could just have it ready, blah, blah, blah. And so when they delivered the truck, right, they forgot it. And I said, it's okay. I said, I will get a hold of the store. I said, I'll get it delivered, whatnot. Lady calls me. Well, I got an email and says that my package was there for pickup. It was pretty far away. And I said, wow. I said, well, this store's pretty far for me. It would take me a couple hours just to get there. I said, can you guys just deliver? They were like, oh, sure, honey, no problem. Well, they had totally forgot that I even called, and they already did that. And she called me back. She said, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And I said, how about you just cancel it? I already got something. I went to the store and I bought it, blah, blah, blah. She said, okay, we'll cancel it. No big deal. I said, great. So I get a package, and here it is. It comes in the mail 2 weeks even after that conversation. Are you kidding me? So anyway, I'm telling my sister this, and my sister goes, is it like the restaurant kind? I said, yeah, it's actually so big. I said, it was funny because it won't fit in any of my drawers. And so anyway, I sent her a picture of something that we were talking about, our flowers. As soon as she put on Facebook, and guess what? Picture of that insert was on her Facebook. Bam.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you wonder if like Facebook is listening? They're listening, even
Oh
when
yeah,
you're on
you
the
know they
phone.
are.
Yeah.
You know they are.
So that was super crazy. Super, super crazy. My sister's like, you ain't even gonna believe this. And she showed me. I went, wow. I said, that's creepy. I said, she goes, yeah. She goes, don't you think it would be on your Facebook? So I go on my Facebook. I said, yeah, it's not on mine. I said, they're only spying on you. I was
You know what's
like,
oh, that echoes there.
is it gone?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Check
There.
1, 2. Still there.
Yep. It's still there.
Yep.
There. Maybe it's my Facebook. Let's see. It's listening to us.
Okay.
Too funny.
We had a on our phone when we was playing live poker, you know, like my phone knew where we went on that day. It would
Wow.
say 15 minutes to so and so, traffic is light or whatever, And I'm like, wow, it knows that we go there on every single Monday,
Wow.
so
That's just
it's
crazy.
pretty wicked.
It is. And that kind of freaked us out because we wasn't we wasn't even on Facebook. We're just on our phones talking. And then she happened to open her computer that was on her desktop, so she didn't open Facebook from her phone. That was shut down. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
that was the crazy part. She goes, Raquel, you ain't gonna believe this. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, that's weird. So she screenshot it and she sent it to me. I was like, she goes, is that what it looks like? I said, that's exactly what it looks like. I said, wow. I said,
Yeah,
she's,
that's some
yeah,
wicked stuff.
right? And how about this? She got, those people that install like the bath fitters, the tub, and all that. She hired a
Mm-hmm.
company and they came in her house and they put in the whole new tub, a new shower and that. They took out the tub. And now all she does is see ads for it on her Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But those ads really take over everything that you do.
Yeah,
Everything.
it's target marketing. I
Yeah.
would I think it was last summer or summer before last, I was going over to Charleston a lot because we was trying to build that terminal up. So I went and checked on a billboard, and it comes and they're the new digital billboards. They come with what they call geo geo tracking, or let's see, what they geo tracking target marketing,
Yeah.
and that they can geo track. In other words, they would draw a circle uh, around a certain area like Charleston. So we're looking for truck drivers in Charleston to come to work for us. So while these drivers are sitting at like their customers or something, getting unloaded or loaded or whatever, and they're sitting there on their phone like most people are, sitting there looking at Facebook, our ads looking for owner operators would pop up into their news feed, just like in their, like when they're scrolling through their not their timeline, but I guess, yeah, the news feed where you
Yeah.
see everybody's post and shit. Boom, there'd be an ad. Hey, PB Express is now hiring owner operators. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I was thoroughly impressed with it.
Right? I just, it's a very good marketing, whatever they're doing there. They
Yeah.
target people. Too bad they don't run ads for the Flophouse radio. Did you hear that, Facebook? Flophouse radio. Oh, it's too funny. We'll start seeing Olive Garden you watch. Oh shit. It's too funny.
Yeah, you guarantee you there'll be Olive Garden
Right? Yeah, because you
ads in
always
our pop it up on our Facebook. You watch.
would be a flop house. Oh my gosh, too funny. Well, it has been a great night.
Yes,
And
ma'am, it sure has. It's been
yeah.
fun.
And you guys have a safe trip.
We will, and we'll post on Facebook where we're at. So I don't, like I
Okay.
said, I don't know yet whether we're going to be in Daytona or Tampa, but we'll be one of the two. And I guarantee you,
Yeah.
I ain't going to be at Disney World.
Poor staff.
She can go to Disney World. I wouldn't stop her. Absolutely
Right.
not. I would take her and drop her off, and just say,
Drop her off at
you
the
know,
door.
Uber, just go ahead and Uber on down here to the Hard Rock whenever you get done, or Derby Lane.
That's too great. Oh, it's that close
So,
to it.
well, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's that far. Maybe what, 45 minutes,
Wow, that's pretty close.
maybe. So,
Yeah, I
but
don't blame you. I wouldn't be going
I
to Disney.
really, man, I'm gonna tell you something, Carl. Tuesday night, he really did. He sold me. He has sold me on his tournament structure down there. But
I'm telling
the only
you.
thing, the only thing I don't like is the unlimited re-entries. That I'm not too much. I much rather do. It goes for a long time on the re-entries. But when they
Well,
got that big of a guarantee,
right. Well,
it's got
you're a
30-minute
nit, so
levels.
you could sit there for a while. Yeah, I mean, that would be impatient for like people that have to play. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think that would work good for you. I think you'd be okay with that. Yeah,
yeah.
but that's a
So
bigger,
we're gonna.
bigger win.
It's a big guarantee versus we're going to play a nightly in Daytona. You just never know what a daily and a nightly. You just never know what the guarantee might be. There only might be one table. I mean, I've seen it like that before.
Right. Well, you see why, yeah, he is the sponsor for them, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, he runs like a god.
All right. I've had so many people message me about his interview before he was on the air to tell me that how great he was. I was like, awesome,
Yeah,
we're excited. And
and I
I
had no
love that.
idea that he didn't play cash at all. He only plays tournament poker.
See, I love
That's
that.
even more impressive. That
Yeah,
he's a professional tournament only poker player.
I love that. Yeah.
Because tournament poker is nothing like cash. You can have
Right.
25 positive cash sessions in a row. You know,
Yep.
you're not going to win 25 tournaments in a row.
Nope. Well, I'll tell
So,
you what, I had 9 out of 13. So I was doing pretty good there until the COVID hit.
well, yeah,
I was doing good, and now I'm like so bummed because like I'll have to work really hard to get back to where I was. And you know what I
yeah.
mean? It'll take some work. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
hopefully I'll do just as good, so we'll see, you know. But I worked hard to get to that level. You know what I mean? I had some like when I first started, I would leave there being like so frustrated. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. I was like, I gotta do better.
Yeah,
So me and Ed we would go over hand reviews. I would do my study, go over all my notes, and then I'd be like ready and walk in there
right.
and then I started doing way better.
Oh yeah, anybody if you go into a situation with a strategy, you're always going to do better than those that just go in there and hope for good flops and
Right?
good hands. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you got to have a strategy,
I
and when you have that strategy and you stick to your strategy and you play your game and you play your game and let the game come, let the game come to you, man. The cards will eventually hit your corner.
right.
You just got to sit and be patient. Pick your spots.
I was doing
You
everything
know,
right by paying attention, and there was things that I knew that I wasn't doing right. That's what the hard part was, figuring out what I was doing wrong. And
hmm
once you figure that out, then you could do better. Then that's where it improved. I was actually folding too many good hands that I could have won. And it's like, no, that's where you re-raise that. And that's where you do this. And I'm like, okay, you know. And I
Yeah.
started doing all that, and then it just improved, you know. But
Yep. I mean,
yeah,
you got that's how you do it.
I'm not ready to, you know, be around. Like, as soon as it's back to normal, I'll be back in the poker room. I'm ready for it
Well,
to
hey,
be.
did you say your casino is are they back to running poker or are they not
No,
running poker?
no, not yet. We keep checking the Facebook, and you figure they'll advertise, you know.
Oh yeah.
I haven't called, but I'm just paying attention to the Facebook ads, you
Well,
know.
you could always look at like Poker Atlas.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a second.
I haven't been on
Hang on,
there
I'll
in a
see
long
it.
time.
I'll look. I'll look up. I'll pull up Poker Atlas right now. Hang on a
Okay.
second.
I haven't been on there in years.
Let me change my location. Give me your zip code.
15057. There should probably be like 3 casinos that pop up.
Showing the Meadows. There's no poker. There's no poker. There's no poker. There's no poker.
Our governor's
Yep.
pretty strict here of like what we were allowed to do. We just actually
They're not
start.
even doing poker in West Virginia because it's showing up. The West Virginia.
Okay, yeah, my parents went to that casino just to play some slots and stuff.
But yeah, they're not showing any poker even in the West Virginia ones. It's because it's when you put in that zip code, it comes up Pittsburgh. So it's giving you the radius, like, I don't know how
Yeah.
many mile radius I've got it set, but it goes into West Virginia. But we all know, I mean, West Virginia is what, an hour from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it's about an hour. It's not that bad of a drive, actually. You know, it's been there several times. It's a nice hotel, but the casino's like, yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, the West Virginia is not even showing poker going on. So,
I know, it's crazy. I bet pretty soon because everybody's starting back. You know what I mean? It's going to be a matter of
yeah,
time here. They'll have a plan. They make too much money in there. You know what I mean? They really do.
yeah,
They're losing money every time they're not running stuff.
every day. Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? They'll probably just run cash games at first.
Because they ain't got enough dealers.
Right. Right. That will be the problem. So, but Ed would be able to go back and play. I'll actually just go hang out with him while he plays. But I won't
Yeah.
play. I won't play cash because I'm just. I'll go play some slots while he's playing cash.
I'm telling you, you need to play. You need to start playing some cash.
I
As good,
know.
you do good at tournament if you just applied that same theory
I
to
know.
cash.
I know.
You would do awesome.
I know. Ed tells me all the time. He's been trying.
I'm I finally got Stephanie to play cash, but she's just playing online cash. I'm gonna get her to play some live cash maybe this weekend.
we
Because I know she's gonna crush it. I mean, she's
Nah,
good.
Ed is. We started out with like 5-10 cents, and that's like too petty for me. I'm like, I don't want to play for 5-10 cents. He's like, but you have to start there. And I'm like,
Yeah, and build you a bankroll up.
right. That's what he's telling me. I was like, that's too boring. I was like, it's not enough money. But
So what he needs
yeah,
to do is say, okay, then you got $10.
exactly. That's what he does. Yeah,
That's your bankroll, $10.
right.
If you're going to play a what would you say, 5 cent, 10 cent game? Yeah,
Yeah,
$10. That's the most you should.
lose.
And you know what?
Right.
Well, no, that's your bankroll. That's where your bankroll is. You started out there, you're going to play. And actually, if all you got's $10, you need to really be playing 2 cent, 5 cent.
Well, I'll pull up my stats because I was actually keeping record of it. when I started it. I did try it. Okay. I started out, what did I start my bankroll at? $10. It was $10. That's crazy. I played for a half hour, made $10, so I doubled my bankroll. And then I played 10, 25 cents, no limit, 6 max, cash doubled up, first hand, queen, queen. Now I'm up 34.02 from the $10. And that was
Mm-hmm.
on day 1. And then day 2, I played 6 max, 10, 25, minus $10 to start. Bam. and then at 5:30 I played again, and then I was up to 16.42, so I gained $6.46. And then next day, 6 max, minus $10. Then I won $7.11. So I was down 3.
But you're still up.
But I was still up, yeah. Like, I highlighted all my wins and all my losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the
I
way you do it.
was doing really good, and I was keeping very good track of it. And then I just got very frustrated, and it went to hell.
You looks like you're doing good there on, that
Right,
last level that you was playing.
right,
So that's where you are to stay until you build it up to where once you got about $500 or $600 in your bankroll, then you start. That's when you can move it on up another level, because what's going to happen is you're going to be at that level to the point where everybody's going to you're going to start seeing a lot more suckouts, and boom, your bankroll is just going to start dwindling. So what you need to do is bump up your stakes, because when you bump up your stakes, your competition is going to be right there where you are. You're going to be at the bottom of that competition, but you're still going to be there with that competition.
I got what you're saying.
See, because and you think, well, what the hell's bankroll got to do with it? Your bankroll has everything to do with it,
Right,
because scared money don't win.
right. Well, I think after I played this for like what? Let's see what the date was. 2 months. Then I got bored and I went back to tournaments. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to play a tournament one time. And then I haven't looked back. You know what I mean? I was doing good. I was keeping track of every win, every loss. Yeah. Every game. What the game was, 6
Win,
max. Yeah.
winning money never is boring to me.
Right. But for
I'm so
me,
bored.
right. But I'm just saying for tournaments, it's a different feeling when you're playing. It really is. Like, I just
Because it's like
love
walking through a minefield blindfolded.
I love the tournament structure. I love it. I love
Yeah.
everything about it. And when I'm
I
sitting
like
down,
that
I'm
there's
so
always going to
excited
be
that
an
I'm in
end.
it. Yeah.
There will be an end. There's never an end to a cash game. And I'm so addicted to poker that's my problem. I'll sit there at the cash table. I could literally walk in there on Friday and stay until Monday and never leave.
Let's see. No, I did that, what, 2 months I had run it. Wasn't bad. I did pretty good.
Yeah. So there you go. So stick at it.
I
Play
put,
you some cash. Play you some cash this weekend.
I will. I'll work on this. I think my bankroll was up to 65, and then I was like, oh, I got enough to play tournaments. And that's what happened. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I was like all proud of myself. And then bam. What the hell?
Well, it is officially Friday.
Well, you guys have a fun Friday, fun weekend. Win lots of
My
money.
Friday ain't gonna be fun, but my weekend I hope will be fun.
Good.
We'll try to. I'll keep everybody posted on Facebook
All
where
right.
we end up. how we end up.
You'll see Keith in a Disney hat
I
with the
no, I
mask and ears,
guarantee
the
you
little
won't see
ears.
me with no damn ears on my head. No, not unless they're the ears that God give me that holds my glasses on.
That's great.
You ain't
You
go.
owe me so much. You should just go.
I don't owe you that much.
You owe me. I love it. You heard it here first, people.
And you heard it first. I ain't going.
Too cute. All right.
All
Well,
right, guys.
have a safe weekend, guys. Talk to